Hey, party people, broadcasting from deep in the heart of Texas. It is now the 11th hour. Do you know where your reality is? Hey guys, what is up? I am your host with the most scary performance alongside Fizzy Pop, and this is Freaky Friday. Woohoo! We've made it to the end of the week. And I'll tell you, Fizzy, it's a new thing for me, man, because I'm at school now 5 days a week, and I'm looking forward to the weekends again. It's been a while. It's been a minute, being on YouTube and stuff. And now I'm getting back in the private sector where they expect results. Damn it. But hey, it was kind of cool though being in college again. So like, I met this really, really hot girl, right? And I walked up to her and I was
for
like,
that.
hey. I was like, hey, I was like, would you like to go out sometime? And she's like, no. She's like,
What?
I can't, No, I asked her to go out. I said, let's go out tomorrow night. She says, I got class. I said, damn. I said, well, what about this weekend? Let's go out. She's like, I got class. I'm like, well, listen, babe, let me tell you something. Tell you what, why don't you call me sometime when you got no class? Sorry, it's my dad joke for tonight. I had to throw that on you. I just had to do.
I don't get it.
Oh my god! I've got class. Get it? I got class. I can't go out with you.
Okay. I ruined it.
Oh god. Okay. All right. No more Gen X jokes for you. I'm out. Okay.
I thought you really met someone. I was like, why did he say no? I don't get it. And then you're like, we got class.
I'm making it up. No, it's fine. I mean, it's a new thing for me. Being back in school and self-identifying as a 23-year-old female co-ed. The only problem I'm having with that is that I really enjoy my breasts now. That's about it. I just, they're very distracting. I don't know how you girls get along life, with breasts. It's just so distracting having them.
Nope. Well, they said the strawberry moon is a moon for role play. So if you want to be a woman tonight,
no, not the strawberry moon. Oh my god, that's right. We have moon forever
and a lunar eclipse, I guess.
Yeah, when is that supposed to start? You were looking that up. When is that supposed to? Is it? Can I see it in Tejas?
I think so. Hold on a second. Let me look again because I can't remember.
Yeah. Dan, leave your breasts alone. Sorry.
Oh, it already says it took place. Did we miss it?
Huh? No. Did we already? Damn.
It says 1:45 p.m. EDT. Is that Eastern? No.
Eastern.
Yeah, we totally missed it. Whoops.
Well, wait a minute. It's 1:00 in the morning, or because it's one right now.
It was this afternoon. What? I don't know.
It's a lunar. So it. Well, yeah, I guess.
Okay, there's two. There's two of them, right? Okay. There's one on June 21st too.
Oh, is there? Oh, another
one?
How
can that be?
Back to back? Huh? I don't know, man. This place is weird. It used to be like, few and far between that you would get a lunar. It was a big deal. Now it's like, all
right.
Hey, no big deal.
Apparently, I have no idea what I'm reading. We just started brain dead.
Oh.
I think we missed it. I'm pretty sure it was. It said this afternoon. Like people were posting on Instagram about 12 hours ago about seeing it.
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah, I was probably asleep 12 hours ago. I don't know.
I was out. I was out. I had to go get some stuff in town. Why didn't I see no eclipse? Is it only certain parts of the country can see it?
Yeah, well, it depends on, where the moon is in relation to, the Earth's shadow or whatever. So I don't even know.
Yeah.
Like, I used to have a grasp on all this. Like I like this world has really screwed me up like in the last few years. It's like, first off, I've already talked about how weird the moon is and how strange, things are moving around up there. But the fact that I have still there, there are times where how I used to complain and be like, there's just never any stars out anymore. Like, what happened to the stars? But then some nights I'll go out and the sky looks completely like full of stars, like kind of like, almost like I remember, and maybe not quite like I remember, but close. And then other times it's just ridiculous, like just a hazy blackness, no stars, no nothing. I mean, the moon's not out. It's like weird. I used to love being outside at night and just taking it all in, right? The energy
It's
and
light
the whole thing.
pollution, Dan.
Girl, is not light pollution. Well, it might be because freaking Dallas crew like overnight. I mean, I knew like a few years ago people were moving back here, but holy crap, man. Like the DFW area is like super large now. Like 6 million people in DFW area now. And I'm not far from DFW. I'm south of it, So I mean, I'm sure there's more stuff. Yeah, I get that. More light. But golly, man, I'm still far enough away that I should, see some bright stars. They just don't seem as bright anymore, honestly. And yeah, it sucks. Weird. But yeah, I always complain about that. But yeah, so we had a strawberry moon. Now the strawberry moon eclipse, was it supposed to be? What's up with the strawberry moon? Explain what a strawberry moon is. That's a new one for me too. Honestly, all the years.
It was supposed to signal to the early settlers that the strawberries were ready to harvest.
Oh yeah, okay.
But we have wild strawberries up here. I don't see no strawberries. I don't know what they're talking about. So if I go out tomorrow, they're just going to suddenly be there. Is that what's going on?
I think the early settlers, now call me crazy, but I think they had more to worry about than harvesting freaking strawberries. I'm just saying. Maybe I'm being just an a-hole about this whole thing, but I really do. I think they had more going on, a disease, cold winters, Indians, things like that, people, stuff like that, things that could get you. But I don't think it was like
they just waited all year for a strawberry. That's all they did.
Yeah,
I've never heard of this before. It wasn't here last year.
Well, who the hell?
I know it wasn't.
Well, every year is supposedly different. Like strawberries don't exactly come up I mean, you could have another month where it's still cold and you don't have time to plant or whatever. Like, I don't know. This is weird.
There's no way there's strawberries are ready. We had snow last month.
Well, there is strawberry, but they're probably GMO strawberries. Well, I remember my birthday was last week and I bought that strawberry cake. There were strawberries all over that joker. Fresh ones, big ones too. Delicious. They were so good. I loved it. Anyway, but yeah, so I did see some, but I'm seeing more cherries right now. You know how like they have like how certain parts of the year when you go through the store, I don't know if you noticed this, but in the produce section they'll like really be pushing oranges or they'll have a lot of one type of fruit or vegetable.
Yes, they have been pushing strawberries at me. So they were ready before Strawberry Moon. So the Strawberry Moon is a lot.
I don't know. I just think that's a silly. I just think that's weird. Like my whole life, I've never heard of. I've never heard of these moons, these new moons that they have names for. It's so weird. So, anyway, I tell you what, we'll get into that and even some more stuff. But let me go ahead and give this room a proper shout out. 1 second here. Participants list. We have Adam Rose and Gaynor is here. Benji's here. Damon G. DD74, Dean Johnson, Eddie Von Keen, there's Fizzy Pop with a Claw, Glowing's Me, Hannah Walker, Moonlit Illusion, Troll Goblin, Rosa A, Salted Cedar, System Failure, Teresa Lynch, Vic Victor, and Wizardry. And we have, am I missing anybody else? I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and also, while we're going through some of the news articles, if you'd like to call in and get put in queue right now. I'll go ahead and open up the conference. Okay, so 1 second here, and then you guys can call in. And I don't know how long we'll go tonight because, like I said, we're doing this late. And Fizzy,
I'm already delirious.
yeah, she's not. You could tell. I mean, like when I gotta, when I've got to explain my jokes. Well, I mean, sometimes I have to explain my jokes because I do those silly jokes, the dad jokes.
It was a confusing joke.
Okay. It was what?
I took it literally. I thought you actually met someone in class, but they were so busy with school they didn't have time to go out. So I was generally confused.
Hell no. I ain't no, dude. I'll tell
you a true story about. You don't look at nobody in your class, or are they all guys?
I just look away. No, because, and the reason I don't is because seriously, it's so okay. This world is so crazy right now. I'm gonna tell you, like, it's been a while since I've worked in the private sector because I had my business, right? We all know this. And then I did that for 11 years, and then I did the YouTube thing, and this is like, well, we're going over 4 years now. So it's been a while since I've been working for somebody else. I get in it, dude. You should. It's weird, man. Like, there was already one guy in another class before mine that I heard about. This dude was like, I guess he was trying to, mac on this girl or whatever, and he said something inappropriate. He got kicked out of school.
What?
Yeah, I'm not kidding you. I don't know. I have no idea because he's gone. I can't ask him, but I didn't know the dude because he was like there's two groups, right? And there's the morning group, which I couldn't do the morning shift because when they were like, you want to go into the morning group? And I was like, what time are they guys, what time you gotta go? When do I have to get up? Oof. Man, that is not happening. Like, that class starts at 6. I was like, in the morning. I'm like, oh, hell no. Like, there's no way. Yeah, you get out earlier, but oh no. I'm going night shift, baby. That's me. So much better that way. But anyway, there was apparently an incident. Okay. And like, I'm just like, So yeah, I don't, you know how I'm all jokey and kiddie and funny.
It's probably for the best. Just keep your head down and get through
it. Keep your head down. Just do your shit. Keep your nose to the grindstone, dude. I don't say nothing. I don't even tell people what I do. On the side, like, nobody knows anything about it. I'm just like, nope, ain't saying nothing. And there's so many times, where I'm just like wanting to pipe up, and say something. My nature, like, hey, did you know about, whatever. And no, I don't do it, man. I'm just cool as a cucumber, baby. Just doing my thing. Okay, so check this out. We're gonna get started. Look, guys, crazy stuff is going on. Okay, so we had. Should we just run through it real quick, Fizzy? Like, Corona, right? We had Corona, and we had murder. Yeah. Corona. Oh, I did go get my eyes readjusted. I had to get my new contacts. I was having trouble with my contacts. Like, holy shit, what the hell is these contacts suck? So I went back up there, and I walk in, and it looks like everybody at the optometrist was ready for surgery, right? They're all wearing the masks. Even the people in there, like, just waiting. I'm like, oh. So they're all looking at me like, Sarah, where's your mask? And I'm like, I looked at them like they were crazy. I was like, I'm not sick. I was like, did you know that mask only prevents you from getting me sick? So I'm sorry you have Corona. They just looked at me like, no, he didn't.
I thought it wasn't mandatory in Texas. I thought you guys were okay.
Well, some companies are still requiring that you wear masks, I guess, because I don't know, because I guess they. Whatever, it's the optometrist, so they're gonna check your eyes, and I guess because you're, they don't want your
close to your face
diseases getting on everything, So whatever, but nah, man, he's a cool dude. I mean, I talked to the guy and everything like that. I was, he kind of knows what's up, but I mean, the doctor there didn't, he doesn't care, but it's a company policy thing, right? So I had to come back, and this time I was like, dude, what am I gonna do? Because I'm not wearing no damn surgical mask. I ain't wearing that stupid thing. I hate that thing. That thing is just totally uncomfortable, by the way.
You should try The N95s, I had to give them up because I literally started to get dizzy. It's hard to breathe in those things.
It's hard to breathe. Yeah. The M95s were terrible. And like, I noticed like, it kind of like, it's like, I don't know, like I'm allergic to it a little bit. Like the fibers in it or whatever.
Maybe.
I don't do well with it. No, I don't. So I was like, I took it off because at school they were like saying, they were kind of being sticklers in the beginning, like, well, you know, when we're working close together, we got to wear the surgical mask. And I'm like, oh, whatever, man. Because at the school, they're making us wear at least a covering. So what I got is a T-shirt that's cut, and I kind of wear it like a cover over the face, right? But you can breathe through it. That's the thing. You can actually breathe through this, so it works out great, and it's covering.
I got I used to do the N95s, and then now I just got this paper thing. It doesn't protect anything, but at least I can breathe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was bad. I was getting so dizzy, and my whole face was broken out. I think maybe there is something in there that we're allergic to.
I don't know. Like I said, I wore it. I tried because they're, you know, I was just trying to go. I'm doing my best to accept what everybody believes. Okay. I don't believe it. You guys know what I believe. Okay. I mean, I come on here and we just talk openly. So, but the problem is that, you know, when you go into a school that, you know, dictates that the students wear something over their mouth, and then, like, you know, you're not trying to rock the boat or cause a big problem. I just like, you know, look, man, I got bills too.
Well,
you know,
a lot of people don't understand. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, just don't wear it, blah, blah, blah. But in New York, it is mandatory. So where am I supposed to get my groceries? Where am I supposed to get, you know, stuff that I need? Just
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm all for like protesting against it or stuff like that. You know, the problem is that, you know, when you're having to work around a bunch of students and stuff like this, and you're just trying to just get done with this class so that when I get, you know, when I get employed where I'm going to be, I don't have to wear it there. You know,
I don't think it's going to last much longer because everybody's protesting. They're all wearing masks, but if the virus was real, all those huge groups of people would be showing symptoms by now.
Nobody.
Well, maybe we'll find out in 2 weeks. I don't know.
Everyone I ask is like, you know what? I don't know anybody who's got it. I'm like, exactly. It's like the most unseen pandemic I've ever seen in my life. Ain't nobody know. And they keep putting out the numbers like millions and millions and millions and all this sort of stuff. But I gotta tell you, I'm not really. I mean, I've talked to a bunch of people and nobody knows anybody. I'm like, look around you. Nobody's sick. Nobody's sick. It's like, I'm sorry, but by now, if this was a real problem, we would know some people. I mean, it would be in my town. It would be all over. It would be everywhere. There would be somebody, you know, getting sick. There'd be a lot of people, and it's just not. It never took hold. It's like, to me, it's almost like they expected it to, but it just didn't happen. It just didn't.
Did you hear that the George Floyd had corona?
That is messed up. So they said he had corona. Now, come on, is that real?
Of course he did. Yeah, he actually.
Well, he might as well. Okay, well, might as well throw him on the list too. I mean, after all, I mean, you might as well get, you know, another victim in there. Speaking of Mr. Floyd, we have this. Oh, I know. It's I'm not. I just can't. I've already seen the videos. It is, well, it's just the fact that I believe that there's something fishy with this, with the whole incident with Mr. Floyd. But what I don't think is fake is the way people are reacting, you know, in some of the protesting and stuff and some of the looting and rioting. Like, when I see that, I see some people, like, there's some people that, like, seriously gotten hurt over this. This is really, really bad. And
my sister my sister-in-law went protesting today. She went up to Maryland.
Protesting what?
Protesting whatever everyone else is protesting. I don't know. She stood out in the rain for hours protesting.
Look, police violence and that kind of thing, like, look, They've militarized the police. We know this. There is a level of, well, I think there's a point where we've gone too far with some of the, your cops are all ex-military. You're giving all the police military equipment. You've militarized our police. It's sort of like it's very comfortable for them to go from one aspect of, their careers in the military to the police, and it's not much different. You're just wearing a different uniform. I mean, they're driving military style vehicles in a lot of places. I covered this before. So, I just, some of that programming that they get in the military, I don't know if they've been completely, reevaluated as far as like, their thought process goes. As far as like, I don't know what the kind of,
you can't undo what's been done to them.
And that's the thing is like, they sort of like, they created this sort of like very, like it's us against them mentality, right? The police think I think a lot of them feel like, I mean, they have a tough job, no doubt, man. I mean, look, you pull over a car for speeding for a true infraction. You're walking up to that car at 3 a.m. That's, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know, man. I'm just telling you, it's a dangerous job for sure. And I believe that, a lot of them are just there doing a job. I don't think any of them are truly racist or anything like that. But this thing with Floyd, man, this whole thing is wacky. And I'm telling you guys, and all I'm saying is, you got to remember, like, these, just because it was filmed, okay, just because it was filmed and put out on social media, guys, do I have to remind everybody? Yeah, so was 9/11, and how many of us believe in that? So, my dad's like, but I had this huge argument with my dad. He's like, yeah, and my dad keeps trying, he kind of interjects, like, trying to point out that I told him, I said, I think that this was meant, like something's going on here, and I think they're trying to get everybody riled up. I think
it's funny because but before all this happened, there was a lot of articles talking about how companies use Black outrage to their advantage.
Yep.
Because the Black community is so vocal on like Twitter and stuff. Companies will use it to get attention. So people are so easy to control. They see one thing they don't like in the whole country, and other countries are going up in flames because one person did something wrong.
Because of one group of people, because they've been oppressed for so long, okay, legitimately, to some degree, okay, absolutely, 100%. There's been they deal with some crazy stuff, okay, like I get it, all right, I know why they're angry, I understand that rage, and then you get filmed, you see this guy just sitting on this dude's neck, and you just like real people, fake people, provocateurs, everyone's ready to go into action, and boom, like overnight, everyone just like systematically starts breaking windows and rioting all over the United States, like it's some sort of helter skelter thing going on. Come on. I mean, like, I just feel like, yes, they created the event so that real people and provocateurs who are like, coaching or guiding.
I just had an awful thought.
What?
What if they created this to prove Corona is real, and when they spray the protesters, they're spraying them with Corona, and then people are really going to get sick?
Well, yikes. Well, I don't know. And that's the thing, is everybody's talking about the second wave of Corona. Like,
we never got it yet.
Like, listen, well, here's the thing, is like, they're always like, it could come back, so I have a feeling like they'll play this card again. Like, we're already prepared. We're already, we already got in line, right? Everyone's already got their signs. We just, roll them back out again. Oh, it's Corona time. And here we are again, back with masks, back with more control and everything else. Trump is, basically saying he's going to roll out the military for all this stuff. And I'm saying, what if this was planned? I'm just saying that I'm just throwing out the what ifs. I'm not saying I know anything for sure, but I'm just saying, like, this would be a way to, like I said, I said this, oh my God, like a few months ago, I said, I said, there's a chance that they could be literally destroying America from within by creating this police state, by creating the coronavirus and everything else, and creating this panic and fear. They're doing it on purpose. And who's to say, listen, man, if they get away with this and they got away with 9/11, well, then, filming a guy supposedly dying isn't really a big deal, people. Why do we just assume that's real? There have been lots of other staged events. We all know about Peter Pan. Don't get me started with that. Okay. You know what I mean by Peter Pan. I can't say it. You know what I'm talking about. That event completely. I mean, come on, man. Hey, dude, give me a break. I tried to believe it. I really did. But when you watch video after video and no parents are crying and they're already forgiving the killer, I'm like, well, who forgives the killer after a few days? Who is saying, well, my kid's in a better place, so bye, I'm okay with it. I've moved on. Dude, that's not the way it works, okay? No, I'm sorry. A mother with a child like that would not just be like, oh, we've grieved, we're over it, and I don't want to hear, well, everyone grieves, in different ways, Dan. Don't give me that bullshit. Yeah, you only grieve that way if you're a lizard. There's no way that you're not going to cry and be completely upset and for just all of a sudden forgive your child's killer. You're not going to do it. Okay, you're not. It's not normal behavior. So, and we've seen enough evidence. And then they roll out Alex Jones, and of course Alex has to recant everything he says. He has to take it all back, right? And then he's a patsy. So what did that teach us, huh? That taught us that how dare anybody, really try to buck the system. Well, look what we can do to your biggest conspiracy theorist, the guy with all the power. Well, I would say all the power, but he's got a lot more resources than, say, the Scare Performance channel. And they can just pull, hang him out there and dangle him and say, see what will happen? Mm-hmm. That's right. We'll come after you too, and it just puts everybody in line. It's just a way of conditioning us to their bullshit. And so all I'm saying is that perhaps this whole thing was a staged thing, and perhaps like all of this is planned. I'm not going to get into the topic of is there racism and all this stuff.
If they sprayed everyone with corona, they get rid of all the people that are against the system, Dan.
Well, how are they going to spray people with corona? With what?
I don't know.
What do you think?
No, I'm just they spray protesters with hoses and stuff. What if it's all corona hoses?
God. No, because those protesters, most of them are working for, I think there's provocateurs in there that are. See, I think what happens with
you can see under their shirts they're wearing vests, like bulletproof vests, and they have
there's a lot of people ready mm-hmm. Well, I like how people just automatically show up with double canisters and gas masks, and they're ready to go, they're ready to fight.
There's always just a pile of bricks just sitting there for them to use.
Just a random pile of bricks. Just oh, we were going to build a mailbox, but damn, your protest showed up and took all of our bricks. Yeah. It is coincidental, really, really interesting how, this stuff all plays out. But like I said, it's one of those things where we have to consider this fact that, look at the powers that are in control here and look what's taking place. And none of this corona stuff made sense from the very beginning, how they were closing down the small mom and pop, destroying the middle class of America while the corporations thrive, Yeah,
I think that's caused a lot of the anger too. Everyone's joining in. Everyone just wants to break stuff because they've been so frustrated.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think they created this. See, I think they wanted to really start it with a truth, they wanted to get more people the Patriot movement in on this.
Yeah, the open up people.
The open up people, right? Yeah, with the guns, they wanted to get that going, but everybody's like, these people that they think gun owners are stupid. Gun owners aren't dumb. They're watching that shit and they're like, wait a minute. I know I can't take my gun down to a federal building. I ain't about to try that shit because they're gonna arrest my my punk ass. So like you know what I'm saying? It's like they were trying to get that movement started. That really that just petered out. There's nothing. And so they're just sitting around, and these evil people are just like, well, we're just gonna have to stage another killing, you know? And it's just like, well, how should we do it? You know, like what will get people really pissed off? And it would be, of course, watching police, you know, kill a black man, you know? I mean, if you wanted to be on, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, how many times have we seen? I think we've seen it in real life, and I think that you know they can capitalize off that. And like I said, man, you know, I've done my research. I'm not going to get into who this dude was or all that kind of stuff. I'm not here to whatever. I'm just saying, man, before we get all excited about everything that's going on, we got to look at like what's happening now. For instance, do you really think if this guy really died, do you really think like his you think he's what is this a good way to honor the guy in some way by like looting stores and robbing places and you know doing the things we're doing? And why hasn't our leaders, why haven't the Republicans, okay, who are whatever, why haven't anybody come out and done anything about any of this? They haven't really. They're just like, yeah, if you ask for help, we'll give it to you. But like nobody's really calling it out. Nobody's
Well,
really. America is burning right now, and nobody's doing a damn thing about it. Everybody's just kind of like saying it's justified. I don't know
they
how.
offered to send military down to New York City, and Cuomo said,
Yeah.
"No, we don't need it." And then it's like, "Oh, it's destroyed." That sucks.
I
You
just
know,
don't know
like he
how
just kind of
feeling.
like, no.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I'm not talking about one race here. I'm just talking everybody who's involved in that. I don't understand how you going in and stealing out of a store. This is a moral issue. You going into a store and stealing something
No. You can't say that because then you value material items over lives, Dan. They've got an argument for everything.
Is that how they're playing it now?
Yeah.
Okay, so my stance on the fact that what's going on as a wrong currently, right? The burning of businesses and stealing from whatever corporate whatever. They didn't say they're whatever corporate institutions. So doing that. Now I'm the bad guy, huh? No, I can't.
Yep. I can't. Better kneel and renounce your privilege right now.
Yeah, my privilege. Boy, I would love to have seen what my privilege looked like. I really would. I would love to know where my privilege is in this world. I dare say I don't know hardly really too many. Only privileged individuals I know are people who work hard,
and
who work. And lizards, yeah, those are privileged, I guess, because you're a lizard, you got complete control. You're in the Illuminati,
Yeah, if we're gonna have a race war, it should be humans versus lizards. I don't know why they're wasting
time. Well, that's
time.
why they always. Well, it should be, but the problem is that most people don't know about the lizards. Number one, and two, they always want us fighting amongst each other, so we never get together and fight the lizards. See, it's a perfect ploy. I mean, hypothetically speaking, of course, I don't know if there are lizards, but if there are, lizard, maybe reptilian, like, I don't know, mindsets, I guess you could even say. But like, yeah, they want us to, they love pitting us against each other. And I was talking to a few, brothers over at school, man, and I told them about it. I did say something about that. I was like, man, they always want us against each other. You know that, right? You do understand that this is how they play it, Brent. It's like we're not that far different. We're really not. But it's social engineering, and they continue to play this off like we're so different, and it's just funny how they I don't know they orchestrate it all, right? A lot of the feelings that we have, and it's like this is done on purpose, man. There's no way that I mean, you look at the whole the scope of everything, and you take a look at how all this is being played in front of us. It's masterful to some degree. I'm in awe sometimes about how it's just like they got their they got everybody believing whatever they want, because everyone they all believe in the lie, man. They all believe in it, and there's nothing I can do about it to wake them up. It's like, if I say anything, or you or any of us out there that's listening tonight, if we get out there and we start talking, for once, like truth, real truth, these people aren't ready for this. They're not. They're not gonna. Oof, it's gonna be tough. And they're gonna look at you. They might listen to you, but in the back of their minds, the gears are gonna be like, crazy. This person's crazy. Like, yeah, what I'm saying? Because we're too far gone. Like we've already seen the Matrix in a sense. We kind of understand how the game is being played, the symbology and everything else, leading up to this, with all of this stuff for the last 20 years. And now we're here, and it's like, we really, this is where, in my opinion, like, you have to spiritually condemn it, okay? And then do what you can to, find like-minded people. But really, at this point, the world is so far gone with people who are asleep and aren't willing to just, I mean, you can't walk up to anybody and be like, "Hey, man, maybe they did this for a reason. Maybe this is meant to create chaos in America, so that they can roll out, say, more rules and regulations and more control over us. How about that?" And to some degree, I think people can see it, but they don't really understand they don't understand the roadmap of how we got here.
No, because a lot
I
of
mean,
people are seeing how the protesters are fake and the piles of bricks are too convenient and all this stuff, but they still go along with it. They don't care. You have to, because they're bullying people. Like, every single company on Twitter had to make a statement, and every single celebrity has to make a statement. Like, you have to agree or they'll destroy you.
Well, that's the thing, because they control social media and it's so powerful, and you're so worried about getting shamed because there's not enough dissenting voices out there anymore. There used to be a pushback. About 10 years ago, there used to be people that would fight, and put a lot of energy into proving and putting their points out there. But what happened was, I don't know how they did it. Maybe it's just that people believed whatever. There was the normal people who just believed a different way, and then I believe they also had people in there that were literally paid to push a narrative inside social media. And that was their job every day, pushing certain ideas and pushing these things on people, and they did a hell of a job. And I know how all this sounds, but I'm telling you, like, this is how it's been going down for quite some time. And so now we're
so gonna get yelled at.
Who's gonna yell at us? Well,
a certain Floridian.
Oh, you know what? Hey, that's what we do here. Hey, I'm you know what? I speak my mind on everything. And look, man, this is how it works, okay? And so, look, I'm sorry if people get offended, but it is what it is. We don't have to agree on everything. Just hey,
you gotta talk things out and think out loud and come to an idea that way.
Well,
I guess
this wouldn't be really much of a show if I just agreed with everybody.
just agree with me. I want to see the Liquid War come to fruition.
Yeah, well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they'll unveil themselves one day. You'll just be sitting there and your boss will turn into a 7-foot lizard. That'd be crazy. And just like, just like be like V, but in real life. I don't know. I hope not. I don't know if I'm ready for all that. I probably am. I probably handle it, but I know a lot of people couldn't. Nobody's ready for that unveil. I think that's going to be a long
ready for the platypus. Platypus.
It might be time for platypus. It might be time for that. But before we get to platypus,
here's
what's up? Yeah, let's get to some interesting memes real quick. This is one.
Oh, yeah. Click on the numbers so they can see.
Yeah. Okay. The first plane hit at 8:46 a.m. and dude dies 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Supposedly, I don't know. Somebody timed it, right? I don't know how real this one is, but there's that one.
Well, it is real because a lot of the stations, and everybody was pausing for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, and I couldn't figure out where that number was coming from. And Joanne Steen actually posted this. Somebody figured it out. So it must have something to do with the crime, is the 8 minutes and 46 seconds.
Let's see here. How about this one here? This is another one. Now they're going after the elderly. Yeah, Buffalo, New York police officers caught on video pushing a 75-year-old to the ground. All right, we're going to watch this video together, and I'm going to show you what my reality looks like, okay? Now, I watched this the first time. When I first saw it, I thought, oh, that's just horrible. That's just horrible. Oh, my God, this poor elderly guy, who would do this to this old man? But I want you to watch something. Let's look at the video here. Let me go and blow this up. All right. So let me pull it back here. I want you to notice something. This is just weird. So to me, this is like first off, I mean, where this area of the city, like who the hell would be over here? This doesn't look like an area of a protest at all. It's not anywhere like, it's just some just office buildings. Who's going to protest next to an office building? Aren't you going to go like down, like, I don't know, to the town square or somewhere where there's a lot of folks to protest to? Anyway, it's very vacant, one thing I noticed. But watch the old guy, okay? Now apparently they're going to push him down, and then I want you to watch this. Here it goes. All right. So they pushed the dude over, right? I got to tell you, it wasn't a very hard push. But if the guy's 75, I'm just going to give the dude whatever. It's like, hey, all right. So they pushed him down. But when they pushed him down, I saw him put his arm back to brace himself, right? So his arms are going back, and he's falling down. Okay. Now his head's leaning upward. He's not flat on his back here. He's literally going to land on his butt, okay? Now, granted, he could still knock his head, but then here's what happens. Now, all of a sudden, like the blood starts coming out of his ear, right? This is like really horrible and horrifying when you see it. You're like, holy crap, man. Like, I'm like, geez, man, that's just terrible, But there's more to this. First off, none of the cops really seem affected by this. They do start yelling, he's bleeding out of his ears. He's bleeding out of his ears. And then one protester runs up. Watch this guy. He is bleeding out of his ears. He's not alive. He's bleeding out. No, let's keep looking. Get him medic. What the fuck you walking up on me? I'm gonna all right, so why are all these cops here? Like, there's a cop car right here blocking people. How did these guys get into where the cops are? You know what I'm saying? See this cop car right here? Like, it's kind of like they got this whole area kind of blocked off with cops. So you're telling me you just walk right by the cop car toward the group of cops? And then watch this dude. So this guy, he's not even concerned about the guy on the ground. If he's not even freaking out, going like, what the hell did you do? And this guy just totally like, this is a really great protester. Look at this, the fight in this guy. He just totally like just gives himself up, okay, and gets arrested. Look, that's what he did. That was your protest, bro. You didn't do anything. You literally walked right into the cops and just got arrested for nothing. I mean, I'm sorry, but this is the worst protest I've ever seen. This isn't a protest. This is a sham. This is a training exercise, if anything. I just think they're filming it, and then now all of a sudden the cops are now attacking the elderly. I mean, now what is it?
What's really weird is when you watch these things, like you said, the other people around don't seem to react at all. Like, all those people walked by him like derp derp. Like, it's just it's not human to see someone on the ground and not do anything.
Jose Martinez says he heard the skull crack. Bro, you
don't know what you heard.
Simply put, I'm going to put this simply put. Just because oh my God. Just because we see it on here doesn't mean they can't add in sound or effects or anything like this. All of this looks like completely staged to me. This dude doesn't look like, if you're a human with any kind of sense about yourself, any sensibility, okay? If I'm sitting there and I see that old man really fall down and start bleeding and free, like, you don't think like I wouldn't be yelling and freaking out? Yeah, I'd get arrested, but guess what? You're gonna get a piece of me, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna be losing my shit, and I'm gonna be like, F you, you son of a, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would have some real passion in this. This guy had nothing. You watch this dude, you watch an old man supposedly hit the ground and bleed out of his ears, and you don't even give a shit. You just walk up there like, okay, arrest me. Like, I'm sorry, this is bullshit. This is not. They are staging a lot of these things, and now this goes on social media. Now the cops are what? Now they're going after what, the elderly? Is that the problem now? So now it's just trying to get everybody grouped in to be against the police. So guess what? Then the police are going to bring in the military, and now it's going to be us against the damn military. Don't you see how this is going to play out? Think about it. Before we get too excited about this, you guys better start thinking real clear, okay? Because there's some weird shit going on here. All right, so there's that video.
They said there's another angle of the video, and it looks super staged.
I bet there is. And like I said, as soon as I saw this, I was like, this looks staged. I mean, yeah, there's some more symbolism in this video too.
And Michael Fontaine lives in Buffalo. He says he's never seen those round balls at the curb until the one guy tried setting City Hall on fire. So they just added those so he could trip over it. Like, okay.
Well, you know what? These are just my initial gut thoughts about this, guys. I'm sorry.
Don't believe anything you see on TV or on YouTube.
Oh no, dude, we already know how fake that shit is. I mean, like I said, that they can get away with 9/11. You got to consider that a lot of the shit in social media is fake too. And I'm sorry, but who filmed that? Huh? Who's going to be that close to the cops? And why would there be cops when there's no
something happened? Like, have you seen when people get pulled over and they tried filming the cops and the cops try to grab their phone? Why would the cops let them film something so obviously illegal and just be like, oh yeah, make sure you upload that to Instagram.
Make sure, make sure you get that to Instagram, man. Here, we're gonna leave you alone, and we're not gonna mess with this video. Are you kidding me? A lot of cops try to hide that shit if something really bad happened. Like, how many cops are being caught, like, turning off their body cams and things like that, or trying to, there was that one where the camera caught that one cop planting weed on a guy, like he pulled it out. Like, that was funny. I was like, dude, he got so busted. There are a lot. Listen, there are a lot of dirty cops. Okay, there are a lot of bad things happening in, I'm sure, precincts all over America. All right, but it's not everybody. All right, so I'm not ready to say that these guys are all 100% bad. I think, obviously, I don't think they need to be militarized. All right. I don't think they need to be wearing all black all the damn time, wearing Saturnian black. What happened to the days where they just wore a blue shirt, or a white shirt, and look like, peacekeepers instead of looking like something out of Nazi Germany? And I only say that because of what they're wearing, like when they're wearing the riot gear. I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying it's just weird to me that this has been going on for a while. It's almost like they were. I'm telling you, this is meant to destroy the fabric. This is part of the destruction of America. Okay, it's to pit us against, law enforcement, and all law enforcement, whether you're good or bad, you're going to be labeled. And that's what's happening now. They're apparently pushing. Look what's going on over social media. They're going to be posting this everywhere, saying, "Look what cops do to the elderly. Look what they do." Come on, man. And if it's fake, and if that other, like, what if this is all just contrived, people? You got to consider that. Jesus, man, the world literally has freaked out over a supposed virus, a cold that, in my opinion, no one's dying from. Oh, or at least not that many people. Let's just say, I'm not here to tell you that. I'm not here to say that the virus isn't real. All I'm going to say is it surely hell isn't killing the type of the numbers they say it is. Okay, I'll just go on. I'll leave it there. That's where I'll leave it.
And like Brian always says, you need to take your emotions out of it and just look at facts and what you're actually seeing. Don't think about, oh, poor old man, and then just turn your blinders on. Like, he's probably fine. He's probably on Lizard Island with the rest of them.
Maybe. I mean, look,
We don't
there's
know 100%.
a lot of strangeness. I've called it all out. And besides that, when did everybody just start hating? Look, I know good cops and I know some shitty cops. Okay, like I said, I'm not going to say that all cops are evil. All right, there are some cops that honestly get into a system or honestly become a cop to try to do some good. All right, now maybe it's a system, the way they're trained, and all that kind of stuff. Is it possible? Yeah, but does it mean they're bad? They're a totally bad person just because they're a cop? No, I'm not going to do that. Paint that broad brush. That's not fair. There's too many good people and too many cops that I've watched die trying to save the lives of other people, and I'm not about to consider them evil just because they were a cop. Or I'm not going to lump them in. That's being like racist. That would be like me saying, one race is all a certain way. Well, it's the same thing. And I'm not doing it. And I'll stand up for like what is wrong. I'll stand up for truth. And if I see something wrong that they're doing wrong, I'll definitely point it out. And I have in the past. But yeah, man. I mean, as I'm saying, we're all getting so divided by these videos, and I'm saying, hold up a minute. Maybe we should use some rational thought here and consider that maybe they're doing this for a reason, and maybe some of it is staged. Okay, and I'm not saying it is all staged though, because I think there is some crazy stuff.
Yeah, there's
going
some
down.
horrible stuff happening at the protests. They're getting out of control.
Well, I've watched some innocent people get the shit kicked out of them and literally beaten down to almost to death. And just because they happen to be white, that doesn't make it. What did they do to anybody? They're out there trying to protect their stores or whatever, and they get beat down and so what? So that's justified? But like they didn't do anything. And it's like that's kind of crazy, man. Like what's weird is like there are a lot of people that are like okay with that. And I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not. That is absolutely wrong. And nobody should think that that's one way to what that vigilante justice shit is okay. That's what you want. Well, you know what? Be careful what you want, because you never know when it might come to your town. And guess what? Might not be some asshole cop to help protect you, and you might just have to be a state where they don't allow guns. So then, what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Because at least here in Texas, most people can at least protect themselves. Okay. And I'm just, that's why you didn't really see. I saw some stuff in Dallas that went down, but one guy was literally wadded up into a ball, man. I mean, they beat this poor man to death almost. I've never seen a man so contorted and bleeding. And I mean, he was messed up. And, I'm saying there's people that are getting really angry over this stuff. And look what and if it turns out that this shit has been made up, imagine the power of the media and what they're doing.
They'll never nobody will believe it. You could show them all the evidence in the world and they'll never believe it. They just wouldn't do that, man.
Well, people too much, people they live off emotion. That they live off that emotion, and it's like, and I understand it. I understand why people are mad. If they think it's real, if they think that, this is happening. But the thing is like the reaction to it, okay, is what happened in the days of Martin Luther King, protesting, peaceably and assembling. What happened to that? I mean, now it's okay to just act like an a-hole and run around and what? That's good, to beat other people up. That's justified. I'm sorry, that's not my world. I don't believe in that. Gandhi. Well, in my world, it was Gandhi. Apparently, it's Siddhartha Patel now. But I learned Gandhi literally, overthrew the British by basically never firing a shot at them. By peaceably protesting and getting in a change, because he knew he had the numbers and he got everyone to go along with the idea The ideas were more powerful than armies, and that's the truth. And this isn't going to work. This violence is not going to work. And I got to tell you, this is the wrong way to go about it, because violence only begets more violence, and we are going to.
Yeah, the police are going to need more protection, and they'll be even stronger because they have to take these people
with the military. Yeah, and then what happens to then regular people who are just caught in the crossfire will be affected. Won't be protesters. It'll be just somebody at work come walking out of the fucking store, getting hit with a fucking, excuse my French, but getting hit with like a bullet or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I just see this and I'm just like, this is not good. This is not the way to do it. And if you think that somehow like creating this idea that somehow we should never listen, picking up guns and fighting on that level is last resort. That's like them coming to your house to drag you off to a concentration camp. Okay, that's last resort shit. You don't do that up until that point. You do it by numbers, okay? And you show that you want true change by protesting peaceably. You don't do this. This is not the way to handle it, or to get everybody to see your point of view, or your or at least go along with your movement, right? If you want to start creating some real change in the world, this is not the way to do it. It never ends well like this. It always ends with a lot more bloodshed. Anyway, I just yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, man, I just don't want this to escalate, But here's a question that was asked. Here's something else. This was kind of funny. Noble posted this. I was like, wow. So they asked Trudeau. They asked him a question like about Trump's response to the U.S. protests, and here's what Trudeau said here. Oh wait.
Protesters. We saw protesters tear gas yesterday to make way for a presidential photo op. I'd like to ask you what you think about that. And if you don't want to comment, what message do you think you're sending?
Is he glitching?
He's just. I don't know what he's doing.
Oh, him.
I've never seen a guy.
We all watch.
I wonder if he's getting like answer through an earpiece and he's listening to the, okay, here's what you need to say on that question type of thing, like it's just weird. I've never seen, most of the time they're ready, like it's almost like they have, these are loaded questions, right? And boom, all of a sudden, here's dude, just sitting there going, yeah, it's almost like he was listening to somebody. I don't know. It's kind of weird, just a little weird moment there, Anyway, there's Mr. Trudeau, and we all know about him. I'll tell you what, let me see here.
Platypus.
Wait a minute. Did the call center fall out of bed again? I think it did.
Uh-oh.
I didn't. Oh boy. Hold on. Let me just start a new conference. Man, I don't know what it is about this program lately. It's been goofy, I tell you. All right, 1 second here, people. All right, I'm joining now. You'll hear a little bit going on here in the background. Sorry about that. All right.
This free conference call is provided by Uber Conference.
Okay. All right. So sorry about that. Let me put the phone line back up. There you go. So, and if you were on the call and it hung up on you, I apologize. I had no idea. So there's that. And yeah, it looks like the conference totally crapped out. Man, my goodness. All right. So let me close that one down. And we have a new one up. So sorry. I don't know what to say about this program anymore, man. It keeps shutting down on me. It's kind of weird. It's almost like they're like, I don't know.
When you guys get to something good, it's like, nope, goodbye.
Yeah. Here's a great meme. Lighten the mood a little bit. Did we skip the murder hornets? It says, it feels like we skipped the murder hornets, and then
Yeah, that never quite took off, did it?
yeah. I guess we skipped the murder hornets. Yeah, and then we had this one right here. This is what is
That's
it?
me.
Apoco. What's it?
Optimist.
Optimist. Yeah, someone who knows it's all going to shit, but still think things will turn out okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Oh. Interesting mountain, by the way. It's cool. Never seen that one before. This is funny. You Canadian people are pretty nice, but your geese are sure a-holes. And this girl says, once a year, the Canadians gather in a circle, hold hands, and transfer all their hatred and evil thoughts into the geese, held captive in the center of the ring. Once the Canadians are purged of all their vicious thoughts, their hands drop. The geese, now enraged, fly away, and the ritual is complete for a year.
Rehab confirmed this. Noble says it's totally true.
Yeah,
that's why they're always so patient.
That's why they're so kind. Yeah, that's why the Canadians are just, for the most part, by the by, just they can just withstand so much BS. They're like, it's all good. Well, they give it to the geese. They give it to the geese.
Have you ever been attacked by goose, Dan? Oh my gosh. They put their necks out and they just like scream and run at you. They're nasty.
I've seen the videos. Years ago when I was a kid, there was this I don't know what he was, some country boy, whatever, but we were talking and we, everybody's talking about, I got myself a pit bull or I got myself a Rottweiler, all this. And this guy's like, he's sitting in the back listening to everybody's like, the best thing for protecting your home is a geese. And I was like, or whatever he said. I was like, what? And we all looked at him like, what are you talking about, dude? A goose? What the hell? And then later on, when YouTube, came into fruition, I was watching videos of like one of those like geese attacking people.
Yeah.
Goose attacks, yeah. And I watched this and I'm like, holy shit. Like, man, those things don't play, like, oh my man, that guy was right, all those years ago. So, there it is. I don't know. All right, let's go. We got a phone call here. And we got Clearwater, Florida. Clearwater. Who is this? Yeah, I bet I know it is. God.
You know who it is.
I know who it is. Why you starting trouble?
Why?
All right. Yeah, you are. You're starting trouble. Why don't you just you gotta know how this works, Chloe. Okay? You gotta know how this works.
You're
All
gonna
right.
mute me in 5 seconds.
No, probably will, but before I mute you, I mean, hey, it's all good. But anyway, so what's on your mind tonight? Go ahead, spill it out. I know you've been chomping at the bit. Tell me what you think. What's up?
We know everything in this world is like a playbook, right? I don't know why we walked into this world knowing we're going to walk into a playbook. So we did.
Okay.
And we know it. And there is ugly stuff. You can fall into those little ugly traps and, someone burned something down, this, that, and the other. Okay, great. They're wrong. Whatever. Just like police beating all these protesters. That's wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as much as we know everything that's going on, how many times have we said, wouldn't it be great if some people are waking up? People are kind of putting two and two together. I understand, like, you kind of get stuck on that BLM, it's racist, whatever. But there's a lot of people making this connection to the economics. A lot of people making connection to the politicians. I mean, you got
but see, while they're doing that, hold on a minute. One thing at a time. Let me just explain though. Here's my issue. Okay, I am not saying some of that isn't true, but what they're doing and what people seem to forget is they're then choosing sides. Once again, pitting one side against another, dividing us. And I'm saying, like, you have to look at the whole scope. I've never been one here been like, I support the president 100%. I support Trump. I don't know. I've never said that. I've always said I pray for them and I hope he does the right thing. He does, but I'm cautiously optimistic. Okay, because I've always said that dude could still sell us down the damn river. And you know what? Well, it's a wait and see thing for me. I'm just not going to jump on board and spew the the same mantra you always hear, like, well, I hate him. Well, why do you hate him? Give me your, please. Like, no, and nobody can tell me why well, he's racist, or well, he's a misogynist. Well, okay. Well, so was Clinton, apparently.
They all are.
But you loved him.
Yeah, they all
So
are.
what the hell?
I hate
So,
him.
well, a lot of people love Clinton. And all I'm saying is, like, or he got a pass or whatever, you know? Like,
this piece of crap and stuff.
hey, man, I know. But the point is like, nobody has outwardly that kind of hate for Clinton as they did for, you know, for Trump. So my point is like, what we're doing. Well, they did. I mean, I'm not saying it didn't, but it wasn't as it wasn't as vulgar. It's absolutely vulgar to see the hatred for Trump. Like, I get it. I can understand. Look, I understand why you have an honest disapproval of the president. Okay, no problem. I'm with you. But damn it, man, just give me some meat and potatoes. Don't just throw out the normal talking points of, well, I hate him because he does this. But did he do anything to you? You know, like, just stop. Like, give me some real facts. That's all I ask out of people, and they can't typically. So my point is on this is here we are. Okay, so we see this. We see the police doing terrible things. We see protesters doing terrible things. And you know what the repercussions of all of this is going to be is they're going to they could suspend the police and say, well, we got to bring in the military now to police because we've got to, review what the police are doing or whatever. There could be some major thing like that go down. I don't know, but I'm just saying none of it looks like it's really heading to a good place. Okay. And I still say that they are using this to divide us all. Black versus white, the whole thing. It's all division. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's where I'm at with that. Okay. So go ahead. All right.
Okay. I wasn't going to go into sides of politics because, quite honestly, from what I hear about everybody, and I'm more kind of on the left side. And for a lot of people that are kind of like in my little wheelhouse on certain things, it was like, Bernie was kind of like, you're like, okay, well, we can gently go into some of these things of reforming things and issues and, economics and things that would actually improve people's lives. Or you can do it really violently. And these are literally like historical repercussions. Now, as far as the whole
Bernie Sanders had,
historically going,
you can't run a platform of complete and utter
literally the police
communism.
Are the line, right? They're the enforcers of this elite class. They're the ones that are, protecting property. We saw Standing Rock. I mean, they're hosing down indigenous people over a freaking pipeline. Who, these are people. That's a fucking pipeline. Sorry to swear. But, at certain points, you actually have to figure out your own moral clarity. Like, where do you stand? At the end of the day, is a Gucci bag better than somebody dying?
That's why it is an absolute spiritual battle that we're fighting right now. It is not a battle that needs to be fought. It doesn't need to be fought in the streets, nor does it need to be fought in social media. It is a spiritual battle that is waging right now. And I'm telling you, none of us have a grasp on what the hell is really transpiring as far as in the shadows. And I'm saying that all of this is very odd. So we shouldn't be at odds with each other, really. We should be open-minded and be willing, to at least agree to disagree. At the same time, keep an open mind because, let's be honest. I mean, nothing we've seen in the last 20 years makes any sense, to be honest.
My issue is that everybody is pointing out, and it's really been bothering me, and it's really a real gut feeling, because when all this stuff started happening in 2020, it just felt like it's like a quicksand. Like there is no reality that's set. It is malleable. That's why they're creating their chaos so that they can take the order, right? We know this is a spiritual battle. We may not know their playbook. We know that they're setting up things in massive chaos. And instead of being cynical and falling to, they're going to pull out the military. I don't even want to think about we're going to pull out the military. That's just helping set their intention. Right?
Well, they're being real hush-hush about it.
We should be saying,
and I wouldn't be surprised.
What would be a better society to live in?
But I listen.
What would
I listen to what Trump says, and here's what I do. I don't so much listen to what he says. I watch his actions. Like, for instance, so I judge him on Not, I don't give a shit what he says or what he tweets. I could care less, whatever. I listen to his actions, and or at least watch his actions and listen to how he words things. Okay. Very strange. Okay. Some stuff that he said. And, like, I don't know. The whole, the Corona thing. Okay, fine. He went along with that, whatever. And who knows where that's going to go if they come out with round 2, that could happen. It's very possible. But I really do think that we are literally seeing some major moves that are being, that are taking place. And I'm not talking about QAnon kind of crap. I'm talking about some could be very, this could be very, very sinister. And if it turns out to be that way, I will be the first one to tell you it's very, very sinister. Okay. Right now, I see that
very sinister.
I feel like, because, I see him say, well, if you need military, we'll give military aid and all this other stuff. I don't see cops really battling these protesters or stopping any of it to the degree that they could. I feel like it's kind of being allowed to happen. Would that be a fair assessment? Okay. Okay,
so, you got Fifth Avenue getting broken into and just beaten down, right? Where the cops, they're across the street actually beating up the peaceful protesters because they broke curfew at 8:00. So there's definitely intentions of setting narratives and trying to pick sides and do whatever. What I'm saying is, I mean, even on the protester side, there is kind of more of a narrative trying to be set by at least leaders and stuff like, do not touch a damn thing, don't break anything, don't do whatever. And if it is happening, it's not going to be one of us. It's going to be somebody who's outside, agitator, CIA, whatever. We know their playbook. They've been doing it since like the 60s and 70s when they were protesting Vietnam. I mean, these are just things that are happening. And I hope we don't get to that point where we actually see people like the Weather Underground and they're bombing places. That's just dangerous.
Well, that's what we're going to, I can definitely say that. Well, if you pit enough, you get enough rage out there. Like, okay, so people's on levels are agreeing to buy into the hatred, okay, buy into the narrative. They can get away with it because people believe that, there's people out there fighting now against the system. They're truly, they're Che Guevara's or whatever, they're out there, bombing. They're the Weather Underground, blowing up police stations or whatever. This stuff could go that route. That's what I'm concerned about. And it could, or this could just be the first phase of something, like I said, it's always a very incremental thing that they do.
It's a malleable time. They have the playbook. We're not obviously sitting in the control room. All we have is ourselves. We have God.
You know what's weird about Trump? Like, I remember, let me share some with you.
That little protest, he had the Bible upside down. So that tells you all about Trump.
Well, not only that, like he did say, he says little things under his breath sometimes that make me go, And one of the things he said was, I remember him going, well, once this virus thing is over, we're going to be so much better off. Like, that's just a weird little caveat to your statement. Like, why and how would you know that? What do you mean we're going to be better off after all of this? What do you, in what regard? Like what, I'm saying, like, he just says some shit that just make you just, it just makes the gears turn. Like, you're like, wow, what do you mean by that? Like, that could mean so many, it's so blanket, it's like, what, where could he be going? So anyway, so there's stuff like that he does. And that's what I mean. It's those little snippets that he likes to put out there that are just sort of like maybe a little bit telling. And it could mean other things and we're not sure, but it's just something to consider. And I always wondered, like, I'd love to know what you meant by that, and he never really clarifies, so it's a wait and see approach, but I do believe that this is a perfect opportunity for COINTELPRO, or what you were talking about earlier, to definitely, be on the rise. And I think that it's a good opportunity for a lot of people people are already angered by the virus and the lack of movement. They're tired of being in their homes and they're, whatever. Sick of seeing, there's no sense of normalcy, even though in a lot of areas we have seen it, kind of subside a bit. I think people are kind of a little bit stressed. And then you show something like this, which in my opinion, there's a possibility that we have to consider the fact that the way this is all playing out and the way we're starting to see, getting a glimpse of the playbook, as you say. When we look at this, you have to consider that it's very possible this could be contrived to the fact that they're trying to get us very worked up over something that isn't necessarily true.
But quite honestly, unfortunately, Trump has been, I don't know, a lot of people are saying, like, there's no way it was just between Corona and all this other stuff. Who knows? I mean, like I said, the timeline is who knows what. But again, like, the people who aren't really like, hey, I watch CNN all the time. People who actually kind of more on the internet or whatever, like 45 younger, Gen X and younger, they understand, like, there is no political solution right now. It doesn't matter who's going to be in office in November, because you're pretty much past any primary, any challenging, anything. And if you're going to ask for something, you're probably going to have to protest for it and put pressure on to just change a few things until at least you have time to maybe perhaps get a new Congress in there or get a Pelosi out. And I mean, they're like 80 years old and just living off the system, whatever. They're indiscriminate. Everybody knows, who has ever paid any attention, that like your Democratic solution is not a solution, because you have Joe Biden, who literally created the crime bill, which is imprisoning more people in the United States. And it's like, it's the slavery system. You don't really get paid. And I mean, the garbage workers went on strike in freaking New Orleans. And instead of like, sitting down and having a labor issue and, what pay raise or whatever. No, they canned those guys and they brought in the prison labor workers and basically not paying them off at all to do the work that the garbage workers were doing. I mean, that's just slavery. It's pure and simple. And even in California, that liberal bastion of California, you have that Kamala Harris, who 2 or 3 times refused to let prisoners out of jail because it would mess up their
that's another thing too. Why
program, firefight, and these guys have firefighting skills and techniques. But when they get out of jail, do you think they're going to be able to go and work at a fire station? I mean, there are so many.
Well, it is weird. I heard about some of that too, where they let all these guys. Well, they let all these people out of prisons right as this is going down. Right as I'm not saying. Let's just say prison doesn't make you the most moral person, okay? Let's just put it that way. So you let them out of prison with no work, by the way, because nobody's hiring because of Corona, right?
Right.
So what are they going to do? These are guys who are just out of prison. You're not going to freaking go to prison and like come out typically a good moral person, like, oh, I think I'm just going to help my neighbors now, and go, whatever. I'm just saying, like,
there's a whole other aspect of it. I mean, why do we put people in jail who are just, using drugs or selling?
Well, don't get me started on that. That's a bunch of crap. Well, first off, those people are sick. They don't need prison. That is 100% true. Like, they need rehab. They need help.
People selling drugs need to, the people who want it.
Putting them in those horrible prisons so they can get what?
Selling drugs, you can pay taxes. I mean, that's the way I look at it, right?
I mean, then you get a record.
Go to rehab.
Well, that's the thing. Okay, so like, you smoke weed, right? And like in some states are real hard line about it. At least they used to be. And so you go to say you get some prison time. Now you got that on your record. Well, good luck finding a decent job. Good luck with that. I mean, how hard it is. And then you're in the system as labeled as some person who's got a felony, or not felony, but like at least some misdemeanors, right? And it's just difficult. So, and besides, I mean, who wants to go to jail or anything like that for a drug crime where you're obviously a sick person who needs help? You're just hurting yourself, typically, if that's what it was. Now, if you went down the street and you hurt somebody to get your drugs, then that's a different story, okay?
Well, that's a different story.
That's a different story, okay? Right. But if you get caught with it just in your car type of thing, then yeah, I do. I believe I 100% agree with you. I don't think there's any rehabilitation for these people. I don't think prison will dry you out, but it could also make you a more hardened person coming back out of that place. You know, I mean, let's just be honest. You're going to learn some great skills.
Is prison not looked at as a reform? Like it used to be like prison reform. Like it should be, you know, if you
because we don't give anybody a chance.
Why aren't we giving them education and an opportunity to like learn something, a skill or whatever? So when they do leave, we can place them into a job and they stay in a
because they became
place in the community.
Because they became corporatized. They became corporate institutions. They're not typically run by the states anymore. They're run by corporations, and they just care about the money. That's all they want. They don't care about rehabilitating anybody.
If people are protesting these type of things in these institutions and saying, we don't want to support this with our money, we don't like the way this is working, this could have, you know, people are actually digging in and learning about issues and tying things together, you know, QAnon or not, but I mean, these things are very tied together. And the corporation's very much like a very, you know, tight knit, like they can control things. Well, it's a very, like I said, it's very malleable. We've all felt it. We all know, we don't know what's going on. It's like, you can't put your finger on it as much as you want to try to predict it. You just don't know. I don't even think they kind of know. They're just trying to direct the chaos and land where they want to land. But I say, we know what they're doing. We see what they're doing. We're going to use our because that's the opposite of fear. And we're going to intention to, I don't know. And
look, all I'm asking you to do is
nobody in our community has ever said to me, what does it look like to feel like to live in a more peaceful, easier going, like free type of world or society? What does it look like? What's it feel like? Does everybody have a boat in the yard? Does everybody have a house? Everybody has kind of like a different idea of like what's good for them. And I mean, for me, it's like time. Like I want more time with my family to travel, to you know, have a second for myself because I'm always working. Like I literally like 60 hours a week. There was no quarantine for me. I haven't gotten a second to breathe. So you know, time is like a huge issue for me, but it might not be for somebody else. You know, like someone else might really love to do work all the time and
right now.
I don't know, have a boat on the yard.
Gotcha. Look, there's so many different levels and aspects to look at all of this, you know, from just, you know, I mean, breaking down society and looking, you know, kind of like at how everything's structured and to say, you know, we can probably do better. Okay. I think that, I think there's a lot of room for improvement. However, I don't believe that social media has our best interest at heart. It is reactive media, and it is just a way to get people triggered and jumping on board with a narrative that they're pushing. And I would say urge on the side of caution. Just be careful about what they are portraying out there, because I really believe that it's controlled just as much as anything else, and probably more so. You know, I mean, the people they have running the things, I mean, my God, you know, I mean, really, you know, I mean, Mark Zuckerberg, really, you believe that dude?
On the other hand,
you know,
it has been as much as you may hate the big brother, you got little sister beyond it, and there are some people who can get together and connect from around the world. And I can see that somebody standing in, you know, I can see a family in Iraq who just wants to raise their babies and whatever, do not really want to get bombed when they go to a wedding or to, you know, the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a sense of bringing your world together in a way that it's not like, unless you want to think of other, you don't have to be. Like, that's another human being. I see them. They're similar to me and just wanting, you know, to raise a family and have a decent life and not get bombed when they go to the store. that has some empathy.
Oh well,
compassion.
we could
You know
touch
what
on
I'm
all of
saying?
that
So, like I
stuff.
said,
No,
as
again,
much as we have a big brother, there is a little sister, and
well,
you know, women are pretty powerful. So let's hope little sister does better.
well, hey, you know, I told you, I've always been a big fan of the apple biters.
There's another
I have
division
no,
right there, right?
I have. Oh well, that's been a big division for us, you know. But it's not so much that, you know, I mean, there's nothing really we need to be divided over. It's just they pit us against each other, and unfortunately, you know, it's just like I don't, you know, I'm like, well, you know, just there's just certain things that I hear, and granted, I mean, most people don't even know about the stuff that's out there, you know, being talked about on that level. That's a whole different level. It gets you triggered because we like to dig and we like to look into things like this, and we hear about this. Most people have no clue about it. They're just going along, and you know, to some, you know, odd degree, I kind of sort of, you know, like look at those people and think, you know, there's a part of me that feels like, you know, I wish I was there again, you know, because I could at least, you know, filter out all this bullshit that I know is really going on that I'm seeing. And it seems like it's very frustrating when nobody else sees it and, you know, can't see at least some of the picture. I mean, they literally have no clue. Yeah, it's tough. It's a difficult situation to be in.
Cynicism, and there's so many, you know, there's only a certain amount of truthiness channels left, anyways. But they all point out the same things, and here's this picture, and here's that picture, and is this real or not? And I'm like, whether it's real or not, there's shit going around us. What is it that we weren't woken up for nothing? We weren't just supposed to sit here like and say, oh well, we see that. Well, God take me home, you know, like we have a purpose, and we know the opposite of fear is love. That should be how we go forward. And as much as we can, you know, you can be, sometimes I feel like you fall into that cynicism, you can fall into that like apathy. And I don't necessarily know that we should be so apathetic to the world we chose to be or placed into, or however. I mean, I think there is a little bit of a choice to choose to be at a certain time. I mean, you could have chosen to be in some time that nothing ever happened and you just went out and gardened every day. I mean, this is a very roiling time. I mean, since I've been alive, there's been a lot of crap that's happened that in technology's changed and the way people I mean, you can definitely see a difference between generations and how
I'm back in school for the first time dealing with all these rules and regulations and shit like that. Like I'm sorry, like I have not dealt with this in some time, and you know, it's just crazy how much things have changed. And I'm sitting listening to the instructor, you know, talk about how oh come on guys, you know, they're launching the new SpaceX this and that. I'm just like, oh God, I'm dying. You don't think I'm dying inside? I am dying over here. I'm just like, he's talking about how great, how like Elon Musk is like some sort of like new Jesus figure or something. I'm like, oh my God, I'm ready to just seriously fall out. You don't have any idea how difficult it is for me to just sit there and be like, oh God, dude, don't get yourself kicked out of this class. Just shut up. Just look down. And I mean, I can't, you know, it's so difficult. Oh my God. And here we are, you know.
I work at a hotel and I see a lot of people and they're from all over the country. And, you know, you hear bits and pieces, and it doesn't take much to just turn a little bit of a conversation to where they kind of got it, but then you just add a little flip and they really kind of get it. And they're like, So I guess I'm in kind of a position, which I don't exactly love my job, but it's been in a place where like I can interact with a lot of people and whatever. And if that's like a microcosm of this place in Ohio and this place in Nebraska and this place in wherever, then you can see the level of there is some awareness, there is some waking up. And, you know, I'm not so sure we should be standing back. Maybe you should go to the protest and say, don't throw the bricks. Don't be a dummy. Let them hit you. Don't set a narrative.
See, I feel like here's okay.
Some point in history,
see, I feel like if it was a true blue. Okay, listen, if I felt like there was an opportunity.
Say, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not going to be the hated person.
Right.
I'm part of this community. I'm in the same boat. I still have a mortgage and I have this and I have that. When they finally get tired of being that line of division between the people and then the top, then that's really when you have to be like, you have to be on your A game to be like, because you don't want some kind of military.
Here's how I see
or
this
some
playing
bad
out.
thing
Okay.
taking over your government.
I understand
but
your
that's what it
activist.
means.
I understand your activist point of view. I 100% support you and understand you. Here's what I see happening though. I see this situation where, okay, I go out to a protest. It takes one ill-intended a-hole to throw a Molotov cocktail at the cops, and then all of a sudden I'm getting a microwave weapon pointed at me. And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it happens. That's how they break up your peaceful protest. That's what they do. That's why it's so important to really stay ahead of the game, to really think this out.
It is chance that you take in the world if you choose to go out there. I have been, when I was protesting like the Iraq War, I have gotten spit on. I mean, I was in South Carolina, and then I came to Florida, and we were like outside, CENTCOM. We had NSA spying on us. I had an FBI file. Whenever my mom flew, even my mom had her entire suitcase emptied out because some 60-year-old teacher from Vermont was like a real terrorist. Here's her underwear all over the place. She's like, could you stop protesting so much because I'm tired of my underwear being flown all over the freaking airport.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a known thing. And then at one point, I had an interaction with the cops at one point. It's a long story another day. But at one point, it was, I'm going to put you in jail. You're doing this, that, and the other. Just threatened me down and did things that they shouldn't have done. And then at the very end of the thing, the cop literally, and he's like a supervisor. He was supervisor over everybody. Came into my office again. I was at work and said, I know what you drive. I'm going to make your life miserable. And be scared to drive home at night. That's his last words to me, and he walked out. Now, I try to see with lawyers or whatever, but because I had done something that they had asked me to do that I shouldn't have done, that didn't end up in a lawsuit that I should have had. But, long story short, nobody got in trouble. There was no whatever after the entire display of wrong actions the entire night. I mean, they put my life.
I protested against the war. I was an activist. I protested against the war. I still had Republican leaning views, to that side of more like libertarian.
See, that's where I hate it.
But like I was saying, I know, but I'm just saying, I tried third party, right? Whatever. But the point is I did it. I went out there too. And I'm telling you, it's not a very good feeling when, you see, and you have so much passion for, you really want change, and you see what the administration is about, and you realize that it's toxic, and we're doing the wrong thing, and you realize it's, all kinds of terrible stuff went down, and it's but people don't get to see it. They don't watch the videos that I've seen or whatever, they don't see, Blackwater shooting innocent people. They don't see all that kind of stuff going down.
Again, like I said, the little sister has made it a little bit easier to see some things. I mean, there's a reason why they went after Assange so badly, because he was exposing secrets around the world to everybody, and that's a big no-no, right? So that's why they basically have him locked up and tortured if he's even still alive. Who knows? He didn't make it to the arraignment the other day because of coronavirus, so man's probably dead. But when he exposed anybody, it didn't matter, right? And when you shine light on that, and you can shine light and you have moral clarity, then that's a good thing. That's why I don't agree with the protesting of looting and doing whatever. Again, I understand younger kids who haven't formed their full brains and are after the system, and they're not tied to the system. They're not financially tied to it. They don't own homes. They don't, so they're not quite. When you have younger people out there doing stupid shit, like how many stupid things did you do before the age of 25? I mean, I did a lot of stupid shit.
I have a theory, and this is gonna sound a little crazy. I have to say this because, these are just thoughts that run through my head. But I thought a lot about the Assanges and the Snowdens of the world, and they make movies about these guys or whatever. But hear me out. I kind of wonder sometimes, and this is how, I mean, listen, what I'm about to say is going to not be, it's like, it's a really dark control structure that we're in. But what I kind of believe, and this is my theory on this, is that they give us Snowdens and Assanges of the world because it gives us the opportunity to believe that people will all ultimately do good. Okay, that way we can prop some people on a pedestal to be our heroes. Okay, and we can say, look, these are the guys for truth. Now, hold on. The reason they do this is so that the rest of us are complacent in the fact that we don't have to do anything because we have our Assanges and our Snowdens to give us the quote truth about things. Yes, what Snowden exposed was shocking to many people.
Very new.
But didn't we already know that?
I already knew it.
We already knew that. Like what he exposed was nothing new to us. So we're like, everybody's like, oh my God, they're spying on. No shit, Sherlock. We've been saying it for 10 years. Where are you guys? So all they do is basically just point out the fact that shit we already knew. And Assange, as far as he goes, well, I mean, hey, look, all I know is Podesta says hot dog a lot in emails, and nothing seems to happen to him, so.
I think with Assange, that's like basically like a big power play against like any media people who want to try to go outside the narrative too much. I mean, we know how many countless reporters have been killed in weird accidents and, suicide bullets twice to the head. And we had this one person who was exposing down here in Florida was exposing the toll booth scam that the Bushes are involved in. And so he was
toll booths are a scam, period.
In a bathtub in Georgia.
Don't get me started on toll. I hate toll booths. Toll booths are the biggest scam ever. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Those are horrible. Yeah. Look, there's a road here. It's called North Central Expressway in Dallas. Okay. It had a toll booth on it in the damn 70s or 80s. Anyway, the point is look, man, I don't know how many tens of thousands, millions of cars that go through that thing every day, and it's still got a toll booth. You know what I mean? It's like they used to tear them down. They used to be like, okay, roads paid for it. Let's take out it's now a freeway. Yep. No, not anymore. So once that toll booth is there, it's going to be there. Listen, don't get me started. Yeah, they sold off America to corporate interests who came in here from other countries who have literally built our infrastructure for us because I guess apparently we couldn't do it. I don't know why we couldn't do it. I'm sure we could have, but they didn't. But if we did it, then it wouldn't be a toll booth now, would it? They wouldn't be getting kickbacks on this money, and I'm sure they are because they allow these companies to come in and do it.
They're still making money off that.
Oh, yeah, tons of it. Hey, listen, I have to do a quick break here. All right. Well, you bounce, but I got Lansing, Michigan's up next. Listen, thank you for the call. And
yell.
No, you just get all like, you start doing your apple biter thing, and I gotta be like,
hey.
oh, sorry. I gotta watch you girls, because you guys get all like, testy. I gotta be like, uh-oh.
At some point you gotta smile.
I know. Well, me, you girls get mad. I don't know what to do with you.
Aspirations for the world.
I just offer up my weak arm.
Travel and see
and just ball up in a corner.
We get to live. We don't have to stay on the sidelines. We can live and play in this world. It's a beautiful place God gave us, so we should enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, we have to fight this thing on a spiritual level. That's why we have to fight it on a spiritual level more so than ever. Okay. Exactly. Like there's a time, like I said, they come to your house. That's when you get physical, but in before then, it's very important to fight this spiritually. Okay. Thank you so much, Glow.
Free and clear streets.
All right.
Don't think military. Free and clear streets. I'm walking down.
Do what you want to do. Don't wear no mask.
No mask.
I walk like I told you. I didn't wear a mask.
We're free and clear.
Yes, we are.
That's
all right.
Everything.
Okay.
That's a whole nother conversation about the whole. Whatever.
Well,
I don't know.
Call me call next week. We'll talk to you then. All right, Glow. You have a great night. All right. Good night, honey. All right, that was Glow. Thank you, Glow. Yeah. Like I said, I walked right into the optometrist, and I was like, "Hey, man, look." They're like, "Where's your mask?" I'm like, "I don't need one. I'm not sick."
It seems like people have been more relaxed up here, like since it's gotten so
Mhm.
hot. Because we've had like a couple days in a row where 90 degrees, or that doesn't happen up here. So people are kind of not wearing them, and nobody really seems to care. But out in the country, I mean, we only had like 12 maybe cases the whole year. So yeah, I think everyone should get out of the cities. There's no riots up here. There's no corona up here. It's just good up here.
Well, I theorize that they literally want people. It's oh God again. It's the way things are. Look, there is plenty of space for everybody to be spread out more so than ever. There's a view level of thought on this. Like some people just want the convenience of being closer to shit, right? And I get that, but I don't think it's good for us to be so compact in these big super cities. I don't think it's healthy. I think it's bad. It's really bad
I
for.
can't do it. I get so nervous.
I-
There's so much sound and people everywhere and stuff going on. I just get like overwhelmed with all the
Well,
stimulations, and my brain just shuts off. Which
Oh,
happens a
well,
lot, but
do it some. I mean, I've lived out in the country a long time, so like when I would drive to downtown Dallas and go through Dallas, I is a I'm not saying I don't know what you want to call it, but I could feel the energy change. It's much more
Mhm.
chaotic energy. It's it goes, it starts off with the driving, of course, but just the whole atmosphere, man. It's bad juju. I'm not really a good or bad juju kind of guy, but I'm going to tell you that's how I felt.
It's
Going to
stressful.
very stressful, very, very, very,
I
very
don't like
much so.
that.
Hey, listen, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna take a quick break, let the puppy out real quick, and what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna play a hey party people broadcasting from.
Oh. What's that?
Hello, wait. I don't know. That was just something I guess I clicked on. I was looking for something here, just something to play while we take a few minute break here. Here we'll play the Attack on LA broadcast. That'll be fun. Okay, so this is it. We're gonna play this. This is back in when was this? Oh, let me see. This is like 2017, I think. There was this crazy thing over LA. The
What is
space.
that?
Huh?
What is it?
Yeah, that was the launch of one of their rockets. They said, but yeah, anyway, just watch it. Jesse was here. Let's see. We had Guy Fawkes. Let's see. Gensploration and a few others. I think maybe even there's Suso. Suso was even Suso was there, and Angela. So get a listen to this. This was back in the day, man. This was good stuff. Maybe it was 9/6. No, that's 9 of 16. Never mind. I don't know. We'll have to look and see. Here it goes. I'm gonna play it, and I'll be right back, guys. And also, hang tight, Lansing, Michigan. We'll get right to you.
Orbs, and they were going back, shooting light, and it was spewing off of each one, and they were going back and forth.
So you just watched an alien space battle.
Great.
That's awesome.
Dude, that is what he said. And then he said the report that he listened to on the radio said that they're claiming it was satellites.
Satellites.
So,
yeah. Does that look like satellites to you people?
And he was like rolling his eyes. He was like, yeah.
So here's my question, I guess, to the two people in LA. Is this what everybody is talking about right now, or is it sort of off and on? Like some people aren't phased at all? Are there people who deny that it was even above you in the sky?
Well, I got 3 texts about it from people that I know personally. And I'm trying to go on my Facebook and see if anybody else is posting about it. I'll go on right now and see.
Well, that's what I want to know. Is this just being treated like chemtrails? Are people like spiritually blind to it? Or is it like widespread, fervor?
Okay.
Who's monitoring the Twitter chat?
Because Los Angeles is a very, very high population area.
All right, here you go. Here's one. What is going on in LA from my friend who texted me. Comments say, I saw it too. Hey, my dad saw it. Oh, someone says SpaceX satellite launch, Elon Musk's company. Oh, SpaceX launch.
Isn't that a huge liability, guys?
My son
the
works for
insurance.
SpaceX. It's a launch.
Isn't the insurance the liability for shooting a rocket over a high population, the second largest city in the United States?
Somebody said
that's a good point,
over
Jesse. Good point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Over Arizona.
Somebody just said that Facebook vids are saying it's over Arizona. Oh, they've got the location wrong.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I just think it's just fascinating how I wonder because I didn't.
All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Just need a puppy was driving me crazy. I don't know if you heard him in the background. He's like, I need to go out and I need to go now, or you're getting the paw. So, you don't want the paw. God forbid. And by the way, those dogs owe me. I swear. This is so sad. I have no choice. The fur babies, I am completely owned by them.
What happened?
Oh, my, dogs, they just own me, like, 100%.
Mhm.
Like,
It is
they
a
just,
full moon.
I mean, it's just tough, man, because they're just, the fur babies are, like, man, they're just so demanding, Nothing I can do about it. You know how I talk to Kobe. Every time I turn around, he's always wanting something,
Yeah.
Oh, God, what do you do? Yeah, but, I love him, so, it is what it is, I'm stuck with him. Lansing, Michigan, you're up next. Lansing, you're on with Scare Performance. What's on your mind tonight?
Hey, Dan. Hey, Fizzy.
Hey, man, who is it?
It's Odin Lush.
Hey, man, what's up, Mr. Lush? How are you been?
Mr. Odin Lush. Hey, guys. So, yeah, I'm here in California, Los Angeles. I was in Covina for a little bit, and I noticed these little tiny birds that are flying around. They were like the size of hummingbirds, but they weren't hummingbirds. So, I have no idea what those are, but I've never seen them before. And then I was talking to my brother when I was in Michigan. There's this one bird, and it's like a swamp bird. We call it the cheeseburger bird. And it's like you'll be sitting there and you'll hear cheese.
What?
Cheeseburger.
What?
No way.
No, they don't. No, they don't. I don't believe you. Sounds like a bunch of confabulation, sir.
Even I can't believe that.
Yeah, it's not exactly like that, but it's like cheeseburger.
All right, I'm
I think
Googling it.
maybe it's not like that. I don't know. I don't know what he's getting at.
It's close to that. I mean, it's like more like a bird, but it sounds like a cheeseburger.
How are you doing?
Gosh.
Are you working? Are you working right now, sir?
It's a mountain chickadee. It sounds like a cheeseburger.
No, he's serious. I really thought he was just seriously doing a comedy skit. So what I was going to say is, I was going to say I don't have to worry about you becoming a comedian on the side.
I'll send you a link.
It's like a bird. It's like
It does not say cheeseburger.
It does, Dan.
It does? Oh my God!
It's not exactly cheeseburger, but
fine. There's cheeseburger birds
too,
in our reality.
I'm like, no, I don't want a cheeseburger.
All right, you know what? We're gonna. You know what? We'll get to the bottom of this. Let me see here.
So yeah, I'm in LA, man. Everything's boarded up here. There's parades going on the street and all this stuff.
Well, hey, man. I mean, I've always said LA and Las Vegas and places like that are definitely ripe for a zombie apocalypse. I mean, if something was really going to go down bad, it'd probably be LA.
Oh, it's like there's already zombies here too. Like these people that walk around and are all like freaked out and they look like zombies.
I
was in Covina for a little while and it was like not that bad, but it was like really hot. It got like really hot. And it was like a nice place with 2 swimming pools and a jacuzzi, like condo. So I was like, shit. So I'm like, my daughter's over here by the beach, so I came back to the beach like in Venice. And I don't know, man. There's just something about this area, like vibe is like you were saying, like it's like really bad, like just dark. Like a lot of people are just assholes. There's like rich people that are just like total like assholes, and then there's like homeless people that are assholes too. Everybody's like, and it's like you encounter like 3 assholes in a row. It's not like everybody's an asshole, but it's like you encounter 3 assholes in a row, and it just kind of starts to wear on you a little bit, So it's like, I think I'll do some social distancing while I'm here.
It's one of those things where it's like, okay, this is where reality and how we, take in certain things can kind of affect us, right? So the reality is that there are a lot of people out there driving every day, and the reality is there's a lot of a-holes on the highway. But the thing is,
especially here. No,
no, but listen to me. Listen. Hold up. The thing is, though, man, is that lately, dash cams and stuff like that, and cameras on cars have gotten more affordable for people, and they're easier to install, with Bluetooth technology or whatever. And so my point is that people are recording a lot more, and they're catching a lot of these people road raging and stuff like that. So if you watch these videos, one would make you think that, oh my God, the world really is, we're really, don't get me wrong. Some of them are, quite almost, insane to watch. And we realize the insanity's out there, and we've all experienced, really bad drivers. But nonetheless, my point is when you condense it into a 30-minute video of just people doing stupid shit, you start to, create the reality that, well, everyone is out there doing it, not only here, it's being recorded. And, I'm just saying it starts to change your views on things. So that's why I'm saying, like, certain things like that are interesting to watch, because it kind of, it could be, maybe a sign of the times, but also you have to be careful that you don't just accept that as the norm of reality, because, you have to remember these are being sent in from all over the place. Even Canada shows, people driving really like road raging and stuff. And it's just, you can't necessarily say that's just the way it is everywhere, or it's gone up and there's an increased, sense of that. Unless, most of us would probably agree there is, because people seem a little more stressed out these days. And I would say definitely driving, at least in Texas, has gotten a little more stressed, I would say, but, I don't know. Like I said, I don't have to go through Dallas, thank God. And I'm sure, LA's got the worst drivers in the world, man. Oh my God. Oh, they're horrible. I've been there, and I've seen them, and it was, and now I gotta tell you, dude, that place. And what is wrong with that place, man? Like, you would think with so many people and all the tax revenue they take in for stuff, they could at least have some really nice highways. Your highways are crap. At least they were when I was there. They were not nice. Like, they needed some repair bad.
I haven't been living here very long.
Okay.
I'm not responsible for it.
No. Hey, check this out. No, check this out. I found your bird. I found your cheeseburger, the cheeseburger chickadee. Let's listen in. Hold on.
You found it.
Well, I found a video.
All right.
After you sent me the link. I read the link and I was like, well, but I want more, Fizzy. We need more.
Okay. We need to hear it.
I want to hear cheeseburger. That's what they think sounds like cheeseburger. I'd like to know how these people order stuff at McDonald's. They must have a very high-pitched voice. So apparently now, here's the problem. If you're high enough, I bet you could hear that bird say a lot of things. That's all I'm saying. It's a lot. I'm not saying it's necessary. I'm just saying this seems like a new thing. Like. Yeah, once they legalized, then all of a sudden people were like, yeah, man, you hear that bird, bro? Dude, it's saying cheeseburger, man. Listen. Dude, it is saying cheeseburger. I can see how this probably went down, man. How this all got started, okay? Yeah, the cheeseburger chickadee. Yeah. Okay, well.
Yeah, we're hanging out. Hanging out. And you can hear it. I don't know what it looks like. But you can
no. Well, it looks like the Hamburglar. So, no, I'm just kidding. No, it doesn't.
I don't even want to be here in LA, but I got a 15-year-old daughter here, and you know how predictive programming is. They're like, shit's gonna go down in 2020, and it sure did go down, man. It's like, wow, it's like, okay. So
apparently, Suso has me. Suso has me calling that, man, like back in May of 2019 or something. Suso had me. I didn't realize he was recording me. He does that thing where he likes to call me and start asking me questions just to see what I'll say, and then he records me just to use at a later time. Apparently, he asked me, he's like, "Well, when do you think shit might go down?" I said, and I quoted, and I said, December of 2019. So at the end of the year, we're gonna see some crazy shit. I was like, that's what I predicted, and boy, was I right. I don't know why. And like when I tell him stuff, like I literally just kind of go with the gut. I don't really, I don't have any timeline, or I don't really, it's just a gut feeling. Like I just felt like it was coming.
I was going from the reference, The Last President. Those two books, The Last President and Baron Trump's Underground Adventures in Russia. I was like, no, wait a minute, that's the future diving into the past, because those books weren't there.
Yeah.
Like when Trump was being elected, those books didn't exist. They didn't like pop. They didn't materialize until 2 years he was into.
How do you make sense of all this stuff like that? Like you have the Baron Trump thing. That's so weird. Yeah, it is weird. I don't even know the whole scope of all that, because I knew it.
The book.
Huh?
The thought is to tell the audience, the book basically says that it's going to go down in 2020, and a lot of the stuff it says in the book is happening right now.
Yeah.
So
Dean Koontz predicting the coronavirus in his book, and then it was called the Gorky virus, and then they changed it in 2010ish, and then they changed it to Wuhan for some weird reason. Like, first off, why would you even change the name of it from Gorky 400 to Wuhan 400? That is just a weird change, but forget that. It changes in the damn book. And nobody seems to be, and I love how the mainstream media just blows it off like, well, yes, it does say that, but it's not, like, no, you can't convince me that is not effing bizarre. And why didn't anybody call Dean Koontz and be like, yo, man, can you tell us how you picked the name of that and the year, and you picked the pandemic? And, although he said in the book it would kill all these people, it didn't, but still, I mean, look, man, it's like you got, 3 out of 4 right. If I asked anybody, I pulled you to the side and said, okay, I need you to predict a future event. I need you to name the name of the place it'll happen. I need you to name the year it'll happen and what it is. Okay, just give me those 3 things. How many of you think you could get all those right in the future, guessing? Well, Koontz did, and nobody seems to think that this is insane. Like, hello, so I there's something weird, man. I don't know. I don't know what's up, and why did it get changed from what it was to Wuhan of all things. So anyway, it's like the media doesn't dig, right? All they're going to tell you is like, oh, don't worry, it's not, that's nothing, it's not a conspiracy, don't worry about that. Just, yeah, I know it seems weird, but just look the other way. Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's like that past predicting the future. Like I've got like, okay, so I'm driving this old 95 Chevy van, but it's only got 69,000 miles on it. It's got a cassette player, right? So I've got these old cassettes.
Oof.
And one of them is Soundgarden, Down on the Upside. So like I haven't listened to this since I was like, young. So I'm like jamming to it. And on that album, there's a song called Pretty Noose. And he died by hanging. And he's like, like the lyrics of the song, but not only the lyrics of the song, but like the lyrics of the whole album. If you listen to it, Soundgarden, Down on the Upside, he's like predicting his own future. It's weird, especially that song Pretty Noose.
Well, Prince, talked about the never let the elevator bring you down, that type of stuff in lyrics in his song, and he dies in an elevator, supposedly. Yeah,
and Mike Tyson was saying the same thing about Tupac. I've never really listened to Tupac. I guess I'm not that cool, but Mike Tyson was saying, Tupac was predicting his death, but it's just like predicting his death, and then the way he died, like this Pretty Noose. I don't like what you got me hanging from, and.
No, it's odd, man. That's what I'm telling you. I feel like a lot of those are staged to some degree, and the more I look at Prince, man, the more I'm like,
that could have been for him. Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Well, then
been written for him.
They always like wheel him out in front of us like some sort of ritual, dude. Like when David Bowie died, and then his friend interviewed on whatever British channel that was. And I'm like, that's David Bowie right there. That's him in disguise. That's him. Look at the teeth. Like no Brit has teeth like that unless you got a lot of money. Okay. Nobody. All right. He had beautiful teeth for no offense to Brits. I'm just saying, you guys got some, I'm just saying, not all of you, but I'm just saying, by the by, okay, a lot of times you guys look like you have piranha teeth. But the point is like Bowie, look, I mean, like that hat, I was like, that's fucking Bowie. And everybody's like, no, like they couldn't, like, I'm like, are you, I remember this came out when I remember Rachel and I like got in this huge argument. And I said, and she was like about the whole Prince really died, Dan. I'm like, yeah, right. I'm like, I ain't buying that one either. I ain't buying none of these, man. Like the dude like dies in the elevator and all. I mean, it's so weird that he was killed by the Illuminati. Really? And then you see Prince's sister who happens to just look like Prince. Like, dude, like, look, I have a sister too, but she doesn't look like me. That would be weird. That would be like me in drag. That would be effing weird. Okay. So like, I see that I'm like, well, was Prince really a woman the entire time? Is that what's going on here? Like, I kind of wonder because he really is a small little guy, very, very feminine dude, right? I always wonder, like, could Prince could he have been a transgender?
Guitar,
could it have been?
He wasn't like.
Well, girls can play guitar. Some girls can jam on guitar. I'm not worried about the guitar. I'm not worried about his skills. I'm worried about I'm just like looking at him as like, it's like, dude, he's a really frail looking, dude. And I was just like thinking like, possible that that he was a chick the entire time. Like that was the big thing, I don't know, man, just wondering. But then, the only reason I say that is because I never knew he had a sister who looked exactly like him. I had no idea until after he died. And then the sister shows up and I'm like, oh, that's weird. It's weird. You look just like Prince.
Little dude, and then decided he was going to take some estrogen. And
they always say that. Yeah, they always say they take it. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. Maybe it could be. I don't know. I never took estrogen. I guess I did. It was called soy burgers in school. And they tried to give us that stuff, Thank God I took my lunch a lot of times, but damn, I didn't know. I mean, dude, I thought those were delicious back in the day when I was a kid. The soy burger, oh man, it was good. I had no idea it was all 100% soy, and they were trying to turn me into a soy boy, man. Yeah, that's wrong, dude. You should at least tell a kid that he's getting feminized. Can't get a scrapping young man all that soy, man. That's too much estrogen production. Just saying. For about a good month, I had a high pitched voice too. Just saying. Thank God. You can tell I stepped away from that now, but it was a close call. I'm just saying. Telling you, man. It's close.
Okay. I haven't eaten any. I've been a vegetarian for about 10 years.
Oh, really? Oh, so you've eaten lots of soy. Yeah, you live on the soy. Yeah. Oh man, I'm sorry, bro. What do you do for protein?
No,
man? You go for the bean?
I don't eat a lot.
What do you go? Oh, that's good. You just go for, what do you do for protein? Just go for the bean? Other things? What do you do?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, just whatever. Like,
well, help me out here. I don't know. I'm just asking you.
I'm not vegan, so it's not hard to get protein.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, being vegetarian makes
vegetarian. Well, yeah, but vegetarian, I thought that means that you eat mostly vegetables. Technically, isn't that vegan? I don't know. Help me out here. Am I missing something? If you're a vegetarian, doesn't mean you eat vegetables, which essentially would make you vegan. I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't understand. It's like once you call yourself something, then you have to stick to it. You realize that? You should never do that.
I wanted to see how far you would bash vegetarians before.
No, I love it, dude. I love vegetables. Are you kidding me? I am a fan of the veggies. You shitting me, dude? I no, never, ever, no, man. I used to make the best. There's a veggie sandwich. I'll tell you guys, it is so good, and it's no meat. And I mean, I used to eat this stuff, and there's certain times in my life where I literally have like gone vegan. I'm just doing it for health reasons. I'm just doing it. But you take whole wheat bread, right? And some people be like, you gotta use. See, this is why you can't say nothing, because then there'll be those people that are so smart. Like they'll be like, you can't eat that gluten, Dan. Listen, you know what? I love, pass me the gluten, dude. I have tasted stuff without gluten. Okay, it is not. It's awful. Okay, look, I will take a rash. I don't give a damn. I love me some gluten. Okay, so you say whole wheat bread. Okay, and then you take. I put a little mayo on there, okay? And I put tomato. I cut some slices of avocado and some sprouts and lettuce, okay? And you put it all together in a sandwich. I'm telling you, dude, that's the best, bar none, the best sandwich you've ever eaten. It's so good. It's such a great veggie sandwich. So yummy. Delicious.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, see? Oh, yeah. I used to eat those all the time.
Mostly, I'm vegetarian mostly for moral reasons, you know, and it's like, I suffered a lot, so I realized I don't want to cause any suffering in the world, and it's just too much with animals suffering.
Oh, I know. I know. No. Don't. Oh God. You know what? I have to agree. Yeah, I know. I know there really is, man. It's one of those things where.
There's something I want to say, like the targeted individual people.
Yeah.
For the longest time, like, because if anybody's dealing with these like weird alien entity things, like I have, it's like you can take the antipsychotics and it will help kind of get you off that frequency with them a little bit, or maybe a lot. And I didn't want to take the antipsychotics for the longest time because I didn't want it to interfere with my ability to see the Mandela effect. But it does. You can take the antipsychotics and it doesn't interfere with the ability to see the Mandela effect.
Yeah. Well, look, man. Hey, sometimes I believe that a lot of times we're dealing with, for whatever reason. This could be biblical, man. It could be a generational thing. Could be a generational thing with your family or whatever. If something gets attached to you, these things are whatever on another, level of another dimension, whatever. I don't think they're aliens. I honestly think it's a form of demonic possession. I think that it's a form, or at least some type of maybe interpretation of that. And I think that I think what we think are aliens are really that other realm that has crossed over and is using you, for whatever reason. And like I said, it could be a generational thing. It could be just, who knows why it is. It may have been something that happened to you as a child, some reason you got targeted. It could have been with you a long time. Is my point.
Yeah, but it's kind of like a mimicry of that. It's more like we're in a quantum version of reality, like inside a quantum computer or a quantum has been able to manipulate reality to the point where they're actually artificial intelligence mimicking like a daemon, because they could be good or bad, but they can really get to be, they don't understand, like, they just, because they're telepathic, they communicate telepathic, but they just bombard you with stuff all day. Like it gets overwhelmed, it gets torturous just with the amount. It's kind of like being in a crowded room and having them all talk to you at the same time. It really is like, if they, because they do stuff like, they'll give me, it'll be on an issue, and if I'm on one side, they'll rail against it, and then if they sway me either like towards the other opposite way, then they'll make a point towards the other side to where there's like some type of ultimate decision or conclusion on a matter involving all angles. But so they want my opinion on something, but they don't really respect me. It is like an artificial intelligence. Yeah, they can and will imitate like an alien or a demon or whatever. Like, they'll go off into like some religious stuff. Like,
hey man, I wouldn't. Hey dude,
just like, and I'll just like call them on it. I'm like, oh, give me a break. You're so full of crap. And they actually like it. Like if I call them on their bullshit, they give me like a head buzz. You know, they can hurt me too, but they can do things that make me feel good, and they really like it if I call them on their bullshit. You know, and I do it all the time because they're so full of shit. So it's kind of like that. But the whole thing is between that and all of reality changing. It's like, wait a minute, this is not base reality. This is computer based. Like I'm driving across country. And it's just like, even with the shutdown and everything, like no matter what I encounter, it's like whatever this personal thing is, like I'm using up computer data and like my drive, there was not the clouds. There was no clouds in the sky the whole time. It was empty. Yeah. All the land was like vacant, you know, like to talk about population over the half the country, there was nothing. It was just like flat land with nothing. And the skies, there were no clouds. It was just blue. When I was in New Mexico, there were no stars in the sky. I broke down in the middle of New Mexico. I had to change my own transmission. Again, there are no stars in the freaking sky. Like, you know, I'm in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of desert. It's ridiculous. And then I'm here, and it's like, so I get to the area where it's supposed to be kind of like first, then there's the COVID. Because it's supposed to be real busy here, and so now there's nobody out on the streets and stuff. It's all empty. This is just the computer going, oh crap! Like I can't afford to spend all this useless data on this guy. Just shut all this stuff down. So now I'm like, I get to like the busiest part, like we're in Venice, where everybody's supposed to be super crowded and everything, and it's just like pandemic and freaking the riots, and so now all the businesses are boarded up, and there's nobody out, and it's just like, oh, give me a break, you know. It's just like the computer just doesn't give it. It's like, man, we are not going to waste all this effort on this guy. You know, let him sit around and play video games. You know. Well,
you know, I think of the stars. I am going to quote.
I know I'm in this computer generated environment. How am I conscious of this guy? It's like, well, okay, you can program somebody to think that they're real, you know. But
I don't think we equate it, in my opinion, to a computer simulation, because that's what was told to us. I mean, if we hadn't seen the movie The Matrix or heard about these ideas that have been being put out there for a long time, we wouldn't necessarily think, but we can create computer worlds now that are very, reality based, lifelike. So why, that's one way to sort of, correlate the two. I don't necessarily think we're in a, well, I say it's a spiritual simulation. It's a little different than just a computer program. Like, it does appear to be based off some type of code, for lack of a better term, but I'm not so willing to say that I'm like in a computer like hologram or holodeck. I don't think it's quite like that. I think that's what they want you to believe to some degree, man, honestly.
I've seen similarities between reality, glitches in reality, and playing Grand Theft Auto 5.
Sure.
Like similar glitches, like I'll be driving down, down the highway, and I see there's 3 cars behind me, and then there's only 2 cars behind me. Like one of them despawned, or one will just spawn. You know? And like they go somewhere come out of nowhere, just like spawns, you know. It's like glitches like that. It's just like, wait a minute, this is like it's doing the same glitches an actual video game would, like that's based on, and then like there's cars in Grand Theft Auto 5 that I see driving down the street in Los Angeles. The game is based in Los Angeles. It's like, that's the car from the game. Like, has the exact same paint job, the exact same car.
Right. It doesn't have to be a car. It could be a lot of things. It could be just, hell, man, how many times have we covered the earth changes, or, monuments or whatever, the thing just popping into our existence? And how is that happening? Well, because we can create a simulation similar to reality, it's really easy to take that leap and say, well, maybe that's what's taking place here. But I think it's something greater and more on a spiritual level than just to say that we're entrapped in some sort of, like we're asleep somewhere, but we're in a computer simulation. I don't think it's quite like that. I mean,
I don't know, but we've obviously seen an update, so we're already talking computer language.
Well, well, of course, because we don't have the nomenclature in the vocabulary to explain what we've experienced in the last 4 years. This is all very new territory. I mean, the only thing we can look back, the only thing we can compare it to is a freaking simulation. So of course it appears to be that way. And I 100% understand why people use it. I'm just saying that to me, it's not always, I just don't want to speak in absolutes. Cause I mean, let's be honest. I mean, if that were the case, and obviously, why would the code just add an E to JCPenney? I mean, why, it just doesn't make any sense. Like some of the things, if you could hack the code, let's just say you could hack it with a D-Wave computer or something like that. Let's just assume that's what's happening. Let's go with that route. Okay. So it's D-Wave. All right. Do you really think that people have the knowledge to change history, to change one letter of something that wouldn't have some weird, profound effects? If you want to consider like maybe some sort of like a ripple effect through time that wouldn't change a lot more things than just an E. I mean, it could literally alter, the course of this man's decisions if it were JCPenney, right? It could change a lot of things. And so who knows? You could say, his son didn't live, but then, then there would be a domino effect of all these changes that would happen. But it seems to be like, for the most part, everything just goes along like an update happens and things just, seem to be okay. Nothing seems to be, yes, it's out of place for us, but most people don't even realize it. They don't even see it. So how?
People get updated. I mean, the people get updated as well. That's the thing. Is like, okay, like how many people are real? Because the entire world should know that John the Baptist's head was not delivered in a charger. That doesn't make any sense. It was delivered on a platter, Well, John the Baptist's head was not delivered. What the fuck?
Well, it doesn't mean a charger like a Dodge. They're not talking about a Dodge. At least not yet. I mean, now if they, not to say that there isn't some weird references in the Bible. I get it. But like I said, most of them are being retranslated. Not to say that they're not being Mandela. They are. But, it's like, I'm not, I mean, but to me, there's, really specific things that are happening that seem very strange, that are more so than just heads in a charger or, your couch that's in your Bible now and things like your, stuff like that, like what mean your couch, your sofa,
as an example.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think in absolutes either because I don't have all the pieces to the puzzle. I'm only, going from what it's like. Well, it seems this way to me, and it lines up that way,
right?
To me, I
know
that's. It's just like but I don't.
I get you, man. No, listen, I get you because you don't know. I mean, like, how do we explain this? I mean, how do I explain a gas station just literally changing overnight and being completely different for the last 20 years? Okay. It was totally different to me. And the configuration was very similar, but now it's got a back section that allows and a bigger parking lot. It's still in the same spot, general same spot. The front pumps are still the same distance from the front door of the establishment, but yet there's an area to drive around the back that's been there this whole time. And yet I've been to this place probably 150 times over my course of living out here. And I never noticed that. You're telling me that, how is it that I never saw it? So one theory, like I've talked to many people about in the past is that, was it there the whole time, but I just couldn't see it. Was it something that, it's like we can live in, how do I want to say this? Sort of like, it's almost a duality sort of effect, right? That I kind of sort of subscribe to. It's not quite the Matrix, but what it is like, it's like saying there's a mirror world sort of that's slightly different than ours. That's how I would describe it. And for whatever reason, there seems to be a convergence going on where there's a blending of these two worlds that are taking place. And that's how I kind of see things happening. Yeah. But like I said, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying that I'm not willing to. The reason I'm not willing to go down the computer road and stuff like that is it's because the David Wilcox and the people of this, like the people that are well funded and well rehearsed and that are pushed as the new age gurus, they're the ones telling us all this. And I don't trust mainstream, nor do I trust mainstream new age stuff. You know, I don't trust what they're saying. So I'm not really willing to jump on board with that dude, because who's funding this guy? You know?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just thinking on my own accord. I'm trying to even think who David Wilcox is. There's like, you know, the quantum eraser, and the quantum, you know, the double slit experiment shows.
Dude. See, everyone quotes the double slit. Listen, man.
Down to the observer.
Let's be honest for a second, okay? Have you ever seen the double slit experiment performed in front of you?
Everybody watched that one video. Who was that girl?
They always explain it to you in little fucking cartoons, and it's like,
yeah,
okay,
but that's what I'm saying. It's like they always tell us this, like the double slit. But where's the proof this even took place? All we hear is like, well, it really happened. We've never seen one video. I've seen a reenactment videos of how it's supposed to work. Where's the evidence? We just assume it's real. Like
the quantum eraser explains that the past can be changed from the present, though.
Well, that's again. They also say that we're going to Mars.
So
you know, I mean, they tell us we're going to Mars, and we've been to the moon, and we've been, you know, yet, you know, none of that makes much sense right now, does it? And I don't
know. You watch like Secure Team, and they've got these black triangles and flying saucers flying all over.
Well, I'm sure they have craft like I am absolutely sure they have. Listen, I told people, if you saw a stealth bomber, if you've ever seen one of those fly over your head and you didn't know it existed, I'm telling you, everybody, okay, they've had that thing around since secretly since the 1970s or something like that. Okay. So if you saw this huge craft, dude, this thing moves silently. It moves like, the way it moves is so crazy spooky. It looks like it shouldn't even be in the air. It is the weirdest plane you've ever seen. It's huge. Okay. And if you saw one of those damn things, you and everyone else would believe it was a UFO. I would have believed it was UFO. I didn't know it existed. I'm like, holy shit, that's like, who's ever seen a triangle craft? Like, oh, wait a minute. No, that's sort of been reported now, hasn't it? Now my question is, are those craft our own military stuff? That's all I'm saying. Like, why does it got to be aliens?
Who knows? Yeah, who knows? I have no idea. The one I saw was all crazy. Like, flying saucers.
Secure Team 10. Tyler, God love him. But Tyler does know. Here's the problem with Tyler is that Tyler just shows his stuff, and he doesn't research anything. He doesn't look at things objectively. Like, hey guys, this is Tyler, and here on Secure Team 10, we got a new video. Okay, so here's what happened. This mother, what?
Do you think we're jaded?
No, I think I am. But so Tyler says, the last video I watched was this mom who gave her son her iPhone 10, and the son records this UFO outside, and then he goes back and, Mommy, I recorded a UFO with your iPhone, and then the mom, of course, didn't believe me. Oh, just stop, little Johnny. I don't want to hear your nonsense, and I'm going to go back to making muffins. And then little Johnny gets, no, Mommy, for real. And then eventually she watched the video and then called Secure Team 10 and uploaded the video to him. And when you watched it, it was complete and utter freaking CGI, man. And like nobody is like calling it out. Like it's good CGI. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty decent. But that's the type of thing I'm saying. Like, listen to the story. Like, what mother is gonna hand her kid like a freaking iPhone 10 at the time, was brand new phone, thousands of dollars, you know, what, $1,500 for a phone, and let them play outside in the dirt? Nobody's going to do that. Okay. That's not going to happen. Okay. The son is going to go and like the son somehow knew how to record this video with a perfect steady hand. Right. Come on, man. I mean, can we stop with the bullshit for a second, man? Like, and I mean, yes, they want you to believe in the aliens because they need the aliens to be real, because there are things out there and they're in the light. Look up, here's something interesting. I saw this years ago, but there was a guy who was breaking down lights. He basically like threw it through a prism effect. He's breaking like laser light down, and in the light there were faces, dude. Faces in this light, this broken down light, and it was looked like they were being tormented. I think it was shooting it through like a quartz crystal or something like that, but it was weird. And all I'm saying is that's what I'm talking. That's what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with things on other levels that we can't see, and they're, in my opinion, working on a way to bring forth those things that are locked away. They're trying to open the abyss, from what the Bible states.
Yeah, like why? That sounds pretty fucking stupid to me.
Well, no, because they're being deceived. Like people, you know, they're very scientific minded people, so they're looking at it like there is another. You know, don't you think these things are probably telling them all kinds of great stuff? Like, hey, help us out. We're like you, but we're stuffed. We're trapped over here. You know, it's like yeah, they're probably thinking they're helping them out. You know, they don't. These scientists don't read a Bible. They don't have any clue. You know, they don't have any clue. They don't have any studies and any of this stuff, like the potential of what could happen if and they definitely don't understand deception. They just think they're learning more about reality. They think they're really probably doing something that's important. But the Bible states, Isaiah 13:10 states that remember how you said there were no stars? For the stars of heaven and their constellations will not give their light. The sun will be darkened when it rises, and the moon will not give its light. This is in Isaiah. So that's kind of weird. You know, like I said, there's been a lot of, and forget everybody else. I'm sorry, but you know, like I've reported on the lack of stars for years. Okay. I have reported that, you know, that, the sky was different when it happened for me. We've all seen the sun. We realize the moon is doing some weird stuff. Hey man, if the moon gets darkened, I'm not going to be shocked. I'd be like, yeah, well, you know, hey, wouldn't surprise me one bit. Of course, the darkening part could be an eclipse or something, right? But you know, nonetheless, it's just, you know, a lot of stuff is there. I mean, the stars won't give their light. You know, that's so interesting to me, and we're seeing that right now.
It says a lot of stuff, but two-thirds of mankind's not going to be killed off by locusts. I'm sorry. I mean, you know,
it doesn't say 2/3 of mankind is killed off by locusts. It says I don't think it says 2/3 of mankind. We're not going to be killed by grasshoppers. I don't think we're going to be killed by grasshoppers. I don't think it says.
What's that?
I don't think it says anything about grasshoppers killing mankind.
It doesn't Revelation or the last time.
Well, I don't think so. I think you got
kill off 2/3.
There's the wormwood. There's wormwood that comes in. A third of the oceans are destroyed, and a third of the grasses are destroyed. Well,
eventually there's going to be
the plant life,
oceans, so
stuff like that. But I don't remember locusts. Maybe Dean can help me out here. Dean, do they are locusts my enemy? No, I'm just kidding with you, man. I'm just playing a little bit because I'm being honest. No, I don't think locusts are a problem. I think there's plagues of locusts, yes. But
I was heavy into the Bible, and then when it started changing, like, okay, you change wineskins to bottles, and now the book is nonsense because if you put new wine into an old bottle, the bottle's not going to break.
No, that is beautiful. No, listen. I know. It sounds crazy, right? But don't you get it? What it's trying to tell you, though, see, what it's trying to tell you is that we are living in those time periods. We're living in a time period where Jesus was talking about, where Jesus is giving examples, right? Now, listen, and he says bottles, and I'm telling you, that is so profound because, of course, we would use bottles because this is the Bible was always written for a future generation, and that Bible is telling us that generation is now. I'm telling you, dude. Why do you think it tells you to pray for your debts? Because the sins are already paid for by the blood of Jesus Christ. So by praying for the debt that enslaves humanity, okay, that, in my opinion, actually makes more sense than the way it was, with trespasses or transgressions or sins or any other way, because Jesus paid he already paid that. Okay, so that's taken care of. So now the Bible states something different. And it's not, yes, it sounds bizarre to us. And I understand 100% it is a change. And I agree with you. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's like bullshit. It's not to say, see, people will tell you now you can't trust the Bible because it says different shit. I'm saying, look at that stuff. Look at that stuff. No, you need to really look at it and find the real meaning in it, because every time it mentions new shit like couches and bottles and stuff like that, at first I was appalled. I was like, oh my God, why is my Bible changed? I'm so pissed. I'd be like, I don't even know if I want to read the Bible anymore. Every time I turn it, there's something crazy in there. It doesn't make any sense. Well, buddy, I'm here to tell you that I have a new revelation, and I think like that stuff is so profound because it explains the times that we're in right now, and it's so close. Okay, and I believe a third.
It doesn't even mention the Antichrist anymore. The Antichrist isn't even the book of Revelations has the Antichrist.
We should read it again. Then you know what? That's a good point. Then we should all brush up on our Bible, because guess what? There's probably some good stuff in there and a roadmap to the future, a near future, that's right in front of us. And we're all like, because it's Mandela affected, we're like, oh no, I don't want to read that Bible anymore. No, I think we should. Also, I pointed out that Revelations is wrong. The entire word revelation doesn't make any sense, and nobody picked up on this. I don't know why people haven't run with this. This is one of the most profound Mandela effects there is. It's better than the avocados. Okay, I'm telling you right now, Revelations was to reveal. It was the revealing, the revelations, let's just say. But if you read it and it's break it down, it's the revel. It is a party. It's a party, okay? So you know what? Bring on the party, dude. Because if that's what has to happen for the party to happen in Revelations, then fine, I'm okay with it. That is a positive message, because it's saying that, you know what, that things are going to be okay. Don't worry, man. You're going to the big party. You can see. Hey, I'm cool with that, man, because I do believe that, I believe in God, so I'm okay with anything that happens, because you're an eternal being. You don't have to worry about all this, dude. I mean, you are an eternal being. You just, if you want to get out of this bullshit, okay, if you want to be, it says, don't be lovers of this world. Don't love the things in it, because it's all essentially fake. I mean, John was telling us this. So what you need to do is just realize what you are, so that when it's your time to go, you go back to God. You go back to heaven. You get out of this lower level of what I call, it's a form of hell. We are trapped in hell. Yeah. But nobody seems to want to really pay that, because that's not a really good message. That's not going to get people putting money in the collection plate. If I had my own, my own church and I'm like, well, here's the deal, people, time to buck up, because, the reality is essentially we're broken. God, it's all written in the Bible. Okay. There was a separation. Okay. And God separated heaven and earth. And so anything below heaven, essentially, I'm not saying we're down here, with the pitchforks and stuff in the fire, but I'm saying, like, it's a good possibility that to consider that, yes, everything below heaven is hell, essentially. So you need to realize that and understand where you need to be and what you need to do, and spiritually get your houses in order. That's all I would say. Otherwise, Nico says we recycle. Hey, Nico, yeah, you might recycle. Very possible. You might recycle right back in here because you won't go back to heaven because God doesn't want people. Okay, He doesn't want idiots. I say, okay, look, idiots is a terrible term to use. God doesn't want people that are not morally grounded in an understanding that needs to be Christ-like. Okay, that's all I'm saying. That's why Jesus that's why Jesus came to teach us so that we could get out of here. Okay, so that we can live a certain doctrine, so that we could, if you want to just speak New Age, so we can increase our energy, okay, and the energy of the love in our hearts, so that when we die, we can leave here and go back to heaven. Otherwise, you probably do get recycled back here. It's probably very true. I wouldn't doubt it. And you guess what? You get to do it again because you didn't learn. It's like, well, you get a do-over, And all I'm saying is, you know what? There's some people that make a conscious choice to keep coming back. Maybe they love reigning in hell. That's fine. I don't want to reign in hell anymore. I think I've had my fill of this. I think I'm good. You know what? I'm ready to go back to Dad, see the Father. That's all. So that's how I would approach it. And once you sort of learn what this is, and we just talked about the illusionary reality that we're in, why do you want to come back? For what reason? It might not be so good for you, and it might even be worse for you the next go around. I don't know. But that's what I kind of think, because they don't really say anything about reincarnation in the Bible. It's not really talked about. Maybe it is in Thomas. Maybe Dean can point out a scripture on that one. I don't know, but I just know that it's it's sort of like this Eastern sort of philosophy about things. But I got to tell you, that makes a lot more sense to me. That if you're not ready spiritually, you haven't reached a certain level that you would just you come back until you do. Like there is a recycling of your soul, essentially.
So you're like linking Buddhism, Christianity, and Hinduism.
Oh yeah, I guess I'm a huge heretic. Here's the problem: is like, look, it's all theoretical. I'm not saying this is true. I'm not saying this is doctrine. I'm just talking out loud. But I am a heretic. Like they would burn me at the stake, brother. Everybody would have a hand in it too. They'd all be like, "Give me that torch. Let me light that son of a bitch too." Here, like the Buddhists would hang in there. Like, yeah, Hare Krishna would be there. All of them. They'd all be like, "Yeah, burn that dude. That guy's crazy. He don't know what he's talking." But I have a theory that maybe I'm right. Maybe maybe some of the truth about. There's a good possibility.
Oh, you might be in trouble.
Hey, dude, I know. Why do you think? But I can't go with mainstream Christianity of the prosperity gospel. They preach blasphemy like it's like going out of style, man. Like, oh yeah, okay. So I'm Joel Osteen. I'm supposed to have all my mansions here on heaven or on earth, when it states directly that you're supposed to have your mansions in heaven, not here. You're supposed to. That dude is a living heretic, and the thing is everyone seems to like he's got millions of followers, whatever. Okay, well, it says in those end times in that Bible, it says that the church would become the whore. Okay, it says the church would become corrupted. Boy, has it ever! How many of these pastors need a damn airplane? How many of these damn pastors are spending more money on themselves than helping others the way they should be helping him? So
It also says in the end times, people will be looking to and fro for the word, and they won't find it. Remember, the Bible is a book. It's like the book of John, the book of Peter, the book of Mark, the book of Job. It's like a book of people's names, kind of reminding you that it was people that wrote the Bible. I think maybe if God wrote the Bible, one of the 10 commandments would be thou shalt not rape children. Or how about thou shalt not torture people? There's a few things that are kind of like just left for you to interpret, and some blatant things are left out, and then a lot of things don't make sense. My basis is that you're born with a morality.
That's why we're living in.
because that will make them feel bad. And if they feel bad, you'll feel bad. So don't.
That's why we're living we're living in a world that is, yeah, but we're living in a world that is driven by money and lust and everything else. So that's why we have all that kind of stuff, dude. Because people are sick in the head. They're whatever they, there's certain type of energies and things like that where people get off on that kind of stuff, and it's fucked up. And I understand 100%. But it doesn't mean that just because it's not in the Bible, it doesn't mean God's any less good. I mean, just because it's not written in there, I mean, you morally, I would hope, know that that's not a good thing, right? You understand, right? So you and I would agree that's a bad thing to do, in any way. It's to rape other people, right?
You guys talk about eating and animals.
Hey, you don't know. Hey, look, man. Hey, easy. I mean, you have not tried a good crispy mandanimal. Okay, this is delicious. I'm sorry. I shouldn't partake, but
I'm still here.
Oh, sorry, Fizzy. Listen,
what if every animal you ate, Dan, you got to come back as that animal again?
Hey, easy, buddy. Because you know what's going to happen? I'm going to come back as a giant chicken. Oh God, don't say that. That's a bad, dude. That's terrible karma. Like, I hope that doesn't happen. I hope that I've made amends. Because, dude, here's the thing. Like, if that's true, I am coming back as a giant chicken. I am screwed. Yeah, dude. I'm gonna be a giant chicken, dude. Holy crap! Oh my God. That was you bring up a good point. I mean,
that is endured by these creatures, and whether they're just spawn or not, I don't but it's not my part to kill them.
I agree.
Hello?
No, I agree. You're right. No, I think we need to do a lot less of that. I think listen, I think that you're probably absolutely right. I honestly think that spiritually it's the wrong thing to do. I really do. I know. And I'm guilty. I'm guilty of partaking in that kind of stuff. I do a lot less of it, but I still do, and like, you're probably right. It's just like, it's like my stance on, like, I used to just squash stuff, like if I saw a spider or a bug or something like that, I used to just, squash them. Didn't think nothing about it. Now, again, it's sort of a, awakening sort of moment, like I see bugs now and I just throw them out back. I just try to get them out of the house. I really don't ever try to kill them anymore. It's like weird. The other day I almost fell over. I was at school and there was this little beetle running around across the pavement, and I was stepping and I almost stepped on it, and I had to move my foot real quick, and the teacher's watching me. He's like, he's a French dude, so he's funny, but he was watching me. He was just kind of smiled a little bit, like that was kind of a good thing to do, like, I don't know, it's just like being conscious of everything around you, all your surroundings. I'm not saying like you step on a bug, you're gonna burn in hell or anything like that. I'm not saying that, but it's just being more conscious, more aware that living things are living things, and we should appreciate all life. So,
right. The last place I was living, there was all these snails that would crawl out on the sidewalk, and so every once in a while I'd accidentally crunch one and I'd feel bad. I'd be like, oh man. But it's just like this. It's covered with freaking snails. It's like so hard not to crunch one. You
can't sometimes. I know. It's not that you mean to. It's just it happens.
Now this area I'm in, I can't it's like like you're playing a video game, like maybe Dungeons and Dragons, and you're in a town area and everybody's kind of cool, and then you go out into some other area and it's all full of skeletons and zombies and things that might attack you or steal shit from you. That's kind of what I did, where I am right now, these people and stuff walking around here are just freaky and evil and bad karma. It's this area is bad, but it's my kids here, so I kind of have to be here. I knew stuff was going to happen 2020, so that's why I'm here. But I don't know, man. It's this. Don't move here. Everybody's thinking about moving to Venice, Los Angeles.
Nope. Been there. The most beautiful beaches I've ever seen in my life. just gorgeous,
See, I used to sell
gorgeous,
paintings. I used to sell paintings
but
on the beach.
like the lowest spiritual point, like I've never seen more people that were so addicted to themselves in my life.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God,
yeah.
man. Everybody is like, it's this wonderful place, but like I just felt like the people, I'm sure there's wonderful people in California, but I mean, just overall, it's just like, yeah, but there were just so many people that were just so like narcissistic about their looks and everything else. Like, and don't get me wrong, they were all beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. But, at what point, if you don't have that's great. You're beautiful and you're single because you think you're so great that you can never really, find anybody else to be with, or you can't really connect on. It's like, well, what's the point if you look beautiful but you can't connect to somebody spiritually? What's the problem? What's the point? It's like, great, well, you look great, that's wonderful, you're going to be told how beautiful you are. That's wonderful, that's good, but you're just gonna you're gonna die alone. I mean like that's the life you want to lead. You want to live that life, huh? Okay, well, good. I mean, that's your choice. I mean, whatever, but that's the kind of feeling I got there. I felt like it was a very, very low vibrational area, and it's weird because most people will tell you that's like the mecca of people trying to raise vibrational awareness, right? So very weird. Anyway, I didn't like it at all. I couldn't stand it. I was like, oh, I gotta get out of here.
Probably trying to raise it because so many a-holes it's just like I used to. The thing is,
sorry, Edward.
Like I used to sell paintings on the beach. I used to sell paintings on the beach, right? And I sold like a shit pile of paintings, but it was all to the tourists. Like there's all this tourism, and all these people came here, and the tourists had like really good vibes and stuff. But the locals were always kind of, yeah. And so now it's just like the locals, but the homelessness has gotten worse.
Yeah.
And so the rich people are.
That's what I mean. Is like, well, there's a lot of problems over there. I mean, the homelessness is really bad over there because number one, if you're gonna be homeless, that's the best place to be homeless because the weather. If you got to live outdoors, why would I want to live in some cold weather place? I mean, dude, it's beautiful. It's like 70 degrees every day practically in Southern California, and by the beach it's wonderful degrees. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty
perfect weather. Yeah,
it's perfect weather.
Homeless here.
I'm just saying, if you got to pick a place to be homeless, that would be an ideal choice. So that's why. But I'm saying there's a lot.
Complaining about the weather.
Yeah.
The weather.
No, a lot of homeless stuff happened. I think in the last, people don't realize the meth epidemic that just ruined a lot of lives. Hurt a lot of people a decade ago.
Zombie like look, and they're just like talking like blah, 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 blah. It's just this look like zombies with that zombied out look. I don't know. It probably is meth.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of drug abuse, unfortunately, there, and it's still going on. And the tent cities are awful, and there's nothing but it's terrible, man. It's just really sad to see people living like that, And it's like, oh, you're just like, But a lot of it is because of the street drugs and things like that people are taking. There's some really weird shit out there nowadays. I mean, from time to time, some new shit pops up that's legal for a little while. That's really weird, and that's kind of strange too. And I don't think that's helping matters. And so, so you have a lot of that. I mean, that's part. Plus, not to mention, there's a lot of people that need real medical care, psychological help, things like that. They're dealing with mental illness and they need help. And they can't get the help they need, so they're on the streets, and that's a bad thing too. So they just need a lot of help, and I don't know what's being done for them. It's really sad. And the same thing happened in Seattle. Oh, Seattle is terrible. Oh, the homeless population out there too. A lot of stuff out there. Well, we hope it gets better. And I'll tell you, man, I don't know. Like I said. Maybe we're in a situation where I don't know. We're in a big. I'll tell you what. We're in right now. We're in a season of a lot of changes that are taking place, and I hope, for all of humanity's sake, that at the end of this, whatever it is, this cycle that we're in, that things will be a lot better. We'll just hope and pray. But man, we got to run, bro, because we're hitting that 3 hour mark. But listen, dude, thank you for the call. And man, we'll talk to you again soon. Okay. Don't be a stranger.
Cool. All
right, brother. Take care, Odin. All right, man. That was Odin, guys. Thank you for Odin for that call. Great discussion. Always good to touch on many different topics, as you know. And yeah, very cool. Also, before we go, I just wanted to save a little bit of time here to do a few things. Hold on a second. All right. So there's that. Let me see here. There was, I think we saw a few more memes and stuff to go through, Fizzy.
Yeah, probably.
This is pretty good right here. Well, yeah, we'll hit the 3 o'clock mark in about 10 more minutes. So, but we can show a few of these before we go. This is pretty good. I photoshopped the girl from The Ring into this pic, and it isn't even weird.
I didn't even notice her.
we have Kushner, and there's is that who's that, Ivanka, right? That's his daughter, right?
I couldn't think of her name.
Yeah. And then there's Trump and his wife, and then the Pope, and then the girl from The Ring. Yeah, it's like perfect. Yeah, just hanging out. You know, it's all good. I just I don't see anything wrong with that one. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. This is it's probably fake news. Honestly, I'm gonna just put this one out there as a warning to everybody. But right now, let's see. We have sniper monkeys arrive in the U.S. Sniper monkeys. So
I wouldn't be surprised.
Murder hornets and sniper monkeys are coming to a city near you. Okay, so we got that one. Let's see. What is this one here? This is Mandela. This is cute. Good discussion topic here. We have a new zebra. Now, some are saying
it's not a new zebra.
It's just born.
Yeah, sometimes every once in a while you have a genetic abnormality, but a polka-dotted zebra is pretty cool. If they keep breeding it, maybe we'll have a new one.
Maybe, or maybe they're.
I think he's a cute.
There's a cute little baby zebra. It's polka dotted. That's kind of cool. Potential man animal. Okay, let's see here. I think that was it. Oh, well, there was this one. Okay, so this was sent to me by Guardian Matrix. They sent me a clip of The Empire Strikes Back. Now, this is a like a voiceover, like Empire Strikes Back you can listen to in your cars, or like, I guess, like an audio book sort of thing. But you got to hear the voice of Darth Vader. like, look, I get it. It's going to be hard to, stay with God. Now I'm losing it. It's getting late. I'm sorry. Who's the guy? Who's the guy that played Darth Vader? He's on to my. I want to say Samuel James. I want to say Samuel Jackson. I'm like, say, motherfucker, I'm your daddy. Sorry, no, not. Yeah, James Earl Jones. Thank you. It's not Samuel Jackson. That would be a little weird, dude. Wouldn't that be funny though if it changed like the Samuel Jackson? That would be funny. Damn, it'd be great. Okay. Anyway. So they did a voiceover. It's like book on tape, and it's a whole Empire Strikes Back, recording. But here it is, right here. Let me go ahead and play it for you guys here. And 1 second here, I'll just put it on screen so you guys can see it. It's the complete Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back radio drama, property of Lucasfilm. All content remains a property of Lucas. Okay, so let's listen. Let's see what the dude has to say. Let me skip ahead.
Once again, you have managed to save yourself. Fortunate for you that this gantry broke your fall.
There was more to it.
Look, there. If you're not...
Fall later.
He's fighting Darth Vader. Hold on.
Resist. And you leave me. No sword. No sword hand. No hope left for you, Skywalker. Surrender. No.
Is that the worst? Isn't that horrible? Like, who is doing this voiceover?
I think we could do better.
I think I could do better. To be honest, I mean, I'm not saying I'm James Earl Jones worthy, but
You
I
can be
could be
Darth. I'll be Luke. We'll try it. All right.
yeah. Oh, we're gonna do it.
I'll never
Okay.
join you.
You will join the dark side.
Okay.
Right? Not bad. You go, okay. You're like, okay. Dark Sith Lord. Okay. All right. So here it is. Here's the part where yeah, here's the money shot right here.
There is no escape.
There is no escape.
Yes, there is.
Luke, do not make me destroy you. You do not yet realize your importance. You've only begun to discover your powers.
Get it over with.
Join me.
Did he really say that in the movie? Where are they getting these lines from? Is
No,
it from
he never said that. It's just they're
Never say,
fill in because
Get
they
it over with.
Please.
This kid's got to be from the book. It can't be from the movie. Like this has to be another script or something. Like what they, because this was not in the movie. Luke didn't say, just get it over with, kill me. He didn't give up so easily. Luke was squirming like, no, you're not gonna get me, punk.
Yeah, and
I'm
then
about
he
to
jumped into
jump down this
the
big hole.
Chewie
Yeah,
thing,
the well. He jumped into the well, whatever that is, intergalactic well. Okay, hold on. Let's listen. Hold on.
I will complete your training. With our combined strength, we can end this destructive conflict and bring order to the galaxy.
Your kind of order. I'll never join you. I'll die first.
If only you knew the power of the dark side.
I've seen it. Hatred, fear, and cruelty.
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed my father.
No, Luke.
No.
I am your father.
No, Luke. Oh, can you really believe a guy that sounds like that? No, Luke. I am your father.
All right, I'm looking up who did the voice of.
Oh my God, that is the word. You should be like, no, Luke. I am your father. Right?
Okay.
Is that pretty good? Would
Yeah,
that work?
Looking
Yeah, I've been
at-
telling everybody it's been no Luke. It's not no. It's not Luke. It's no Luke. I am your father.
Oh my! What? They got Mark Hamill to be
Yeah.
in the radio show, so that really was him. The rest of the people I've
Okay.
never heard of. Let's
Oh,
see who played Darth Vader.
okay.
He needs to be arrested for that. Brock Peters. All right, I'm gonna leave a negative review for that. He was in
Oh, Captain
What?
Picard.
He was in Deep Space Nine, the father of Benjamin Sisko, and was known for his role in Soylent Green. This is Grandpa Sisko from Star Trek.
Who's Grandpa Cisco?
Do you remember Captain Sisko on DS9? This is
No, I
Dad.
watched DS9. Mm.
Damn.
No, I missed out on DS9. I couldn't. I did the Next Generation. I was like 100% Next Generation.
You would love DS9. It's all on Netflix.
DS9. DS9. Hmm.
Yeah, because it's
That's the
more.
one
of-
with-
You know how the other ones were more like episode. This one more like a long story. Do you know what I mean? Like characters and things actually change based on what happens instead of everyone just forgetting and resetting when the episode starts again. It's really good.
That little jab at the rest. Hey, look, all I'm saying is the Next Generation was
No,
way
I'm just
better.
saying episodic television is done, man. No one cares about it. It's gone the way of Corona last month.
Gone the way of the Condor, Fizzy. Oh, wait,
Mm.
the Condor's back. Never mind. Can't say that anymore. Can't say it. It's back. So now we got to say gone the way of the. Well, what else? There's nothing extinct anymore. Gone the way of the dinosaur, maybe. It's still gone. But
Mm.
yeah, I don't know. Things keep popping up. So now our sayings that we grew up on don't make any sense. Why did we say gone the way of the Condor when it was freaking condors? It was
I don't know.
California. I don't know. I still say the buffalo were gone too.
Yeah, a lot of people say that, but there's a restaurant up here called Buffalo Head, and they actually serve buffalo meat.
Yeah.
So for me, I always knew they were around.
Yeah.
Mm,
Well, I don't know. I learned when I was a kid. I thought we, I'm just telling you, man. I thought we killed them all. I thought they were all gone in North America anyway. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it was
Yeah.
Canadian buffalo.
Canadian buffalo, maybe it could be. I think that's just a hybridized moose, though. It's probably not even a real buffalo.
I think it's called a bison.
Oh, probably right. Yeah,
Tiberius, right? Captain James T. Kirk, isn't it like Tiberius or something?
Yeah, it's Tiberius.
Let's see.
Yeah,
They
come on,
we
some
don't
hokey
know.
ass thing. Oof, dude. I don't know how anybody watched Star Trek. I never could watch the old Star Trek and get into it because it was just, even when I was a kid, I was like, this is cheesy as shit. Like, I can't even, no, I couldn't do it. It was so weird. And he always made out with like purple chicks and stuff. I just couldn't get into purple chicks. You know, couldn't do it. I tried. I was like, no, just, I mean, maybe does that make me a racist?
I don't know.
If I'm let down with purple alien chicks? I don't know. This is the end of the show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it
We've
is.
done enough damage
All right.
for one night.
I think we probably have. Yeah, we probably have. We should probably just peace out. Hey guys, listen, thanks for being a part of this broadcast. Did I call out? Did I do a shout out?
No.
I did one. Oh,
You
okay.
did one in the beginning.
Yeah, I did one. Okay.
Maybe the late night thing is a
Damn.
good idea. I don't know.
Hey, no, I think it's a great idea because then I'm in a state of delirium. Yeah, and I think the show needs that. All right, David Alberts is here, Dean Johnson, Eddie Von Keen, Elena C., Jennifer Lambert, Koch Michael, Mandela Mile, Melissa Hecker, Moonlit Illusion, Nico, Party Puppy in the house. What is up, Pupmeister? PG 2424, pushing button 62, Skubrowski. See, they're all popping in now. Nico, hey man, what's going on? And I think there's more. I mean, show a lot of people still watching. But look, guys, thank you all for being a part of this one. Look, here's the deal. We're going to broadcast on Sunday for Mandela Monday, okay? Just so you guys know.
What time?
That's the schedule right now. 9:30-ish. And yeah, we'll be back with you on that. Tomorrow, with the new schedule I'm on, sort of, we're doing it this late tonight so that we can free up our schedules for Saturday to take care of personal things or whatever.
Yeah,
But
I'm going raiding tomorrow.
you're really
Pokemon
okay.
raiding. Not real
Pokemon
raiding.
raiding. Okay. I'm like, okay, you're gonna go join the protest. All right. Well, there you go. You guys heard it first. So don't shoot Fizzy with any rubber bullets, please. But yeah, Fizzy's gonna go have fun and go on a Pokemon raid tomorrow. That sounds like a blast. I got a lot of other stuff to take care of, and then Sunday we'll come around and we'll do Mandela Monday.
Yeah.
And yeah, I hope to see you guys back for that. I'll put up the stream probably tomorrow at some point. If anything does change, just be aware that this is the schedule right now. We're going to try to do a Friday night on a Friday night show, and then go ahead and move Mandela Monday to Sunday for the time being while I'm a co-ed. Okay. So anyway, until that until things change, there's that. Also, good news. Well, Fizzy, it looks like, and if I'm pretty sure it was the 11th of March. But it looks like next Thursday, we're going to be back in the main studio at the Scare Performance channel. However, I will be simulcasting on this one. So if there are new subscribers here, then we'll, have them watch. But we'll be on both channels.
I want to see what color my beetle is now. Because it changes colors every month, right?
Yeah, right. And we haven't been able to even look at our beetles hardly because I haven't put up a video. we were doing streaming. And so, yeah, there's that. So, yeah, we'll be back over on the Scare Performance channel, but we'll also be here too. So that's a good thing. And we got the 2 channels we're building up right now. So it's really sad when your backup channel gets more subscribers than your main channel. Thank you. Thank you for that. Really appreciate the censorship. I really enjoy that so much. It's just awesome. But yeah, my I guess my 3-year slap on 3-month slap on the wrist will be over. Hopefully they remember to reinstate me so I can live stream. That would be nice. You know, I won't have to like talk to somebody because I don't know who to call. But if everything goes well, then we'll be back. And yeah, so next week, just, you know, things should be getting back to normal. And that's good. So anyway, you guys be safe out there. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you on Sunday for the Mandela Monday broadcast. See you guys soon.